good. There we go. All right, looks good. All right, so let's check it out. All right, so once again, welcome. If you're watching this live, you're watching the recording later. This is Playoff Game 2 for Civ4 AI Survivor. I think we have a fun field here. We've got leaders with strong personalities, which is what you want. And anytime you have Shaka in a game, things generally are not boring. He's going to cause trouble, to say the least. We also have quite a few leaders who are big fans of religion, so it's going to be a race for these first two religions. Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3 people going for meditation already, right out of the gates. Brennus is actually going for fishing. Yeah, because it's his food. All right, so the AI is smart enough to realize, hey, all our food resources are in the sea. Plains cow barely even counts as a food resource. So they're like, hey, all our resources are at water resources. We need to go fishing first. But look at this, triple race for meditation right out of the gate. Pakal, Ahsoka, Huayna Capac. Let's see who actually wins this particular race. Yeah, maybe that's why people picked a shorter game, because of all the economic leaders. All right, so where are the settlers going? Shaka looks like he's going to grab this Silk region, I guess. Darius, where's he going? He's going north. Interesting. More room for Shaka. Going north. Huayna Capac going west. All right, how about Pakal? Heading east, back to his original starting position. With all these disgusting... Wow, if he found on that tile, that would be pretty ridiculous. Ahsoka heading west. Guess he's probably going up towards that rice. And wow, that is an early city from Brennus. He found it on turn 4. Look at this, he even built a road to get his settler over there faster. So he sat in the city. So turn 0 sits in the capital. Turn 1 moves there. Turn 2, turn 1, turn 2, yeah, he can get there on turn 4. That's doable. And Shaka's already planted as well. Yeah, he did go for the Silk area. And he's got, I mean, this has some floodplains. This is not a terrible, actually, 3 floodplains. 4 after, okay, it's not that bad. That's actually not that bad of a spot for a city. So we've got 2 settlers down very early. Let's see. Pakal is still narrowly winning the meditation race at the moment. Somehow changed their tech places since I put in this great spies. Maybe they did. I did have to go back, remember, to recreate. I did have to go back after... to change Pakal's color, remember, I did have to go back and change it, so I'm sorry about that if I gave somebody bad information. Pakal did found on this tile, and that is a really good spot for a city. Look at all these floodplains galore, the furs to connect, marble, jeez. By the way, Pakal has a huge wonder preference as well, so with that marble, he is going to go heavy wonders in the early game. I'm sure he will go after that. Huayna Capac is still wandering with his settler. So is Ahsoka and Darius. Where is Ahsoka's settler? Where did he move his set? Oh, no. Wow, he went up there initially. Now he's down here. So he's going towards Brennus. And where about Darius? Oh, wow. Darius has changed. He was heading north. Now he's going straight for Huayna Capac. He's going for these calendar resources in the jungle. He's not connected his... Wow, look at... All right. All right, so... Sometimes... All right, you guys. So, for those of you who have played Civ4 in the chat... I'm going to let you guys handle this. Can you see what happened here? Can you see what went wrong here? I'm just going to get a drink and let you guys digest this for a second. That's just sad. That's just sad right there. Anyway, so what happened is Darius, all the AIs start with agriculture on deity tech. So he could irrigate this corn, which is a 6 food tile, immediately, and he chose to farm and road a cow tile, which he will build a pasture over this anyway. That AI, very nice, great farm there. Good job, guys. Anyway, so wow, Huayna Capac, what is he doing? Oh, he's going even further. Oh my God, he's going straight for Ahsoka. Wow. Okay. Huh. Well, this is a really good spot. He's got the dry corn, and he has copper. He doesn't even know it that he has copper yet, but he will. And that religion was founded by Pakal? Yes, Pakal has claimed the first religion, and it's Christianity. All right, so Pakal did win the race. So we're going to see Christian Mayans? I guess. One of those weird pairings. So now the race is on for polytheism, and Brennus will win this race. Because he already started polytheism when everyone else was on meditation. Interesting, interesting. Let's see. Shaka is also on polytheism, so who knows what's going on there. So this is already a strange start. I didn't think we'd see this. So Huayna Capac has gone straight towards Ahsoka, and Darius has gone straight towards Huayna Capac. That's actually good news for Shaka, and it's kind of good news for Pakal, because Pakal has a little bit more space. With everybody going left and right instead of north-south, he's got a little bit more space down there. Yeah, Shaka's going for a religion too, so who knows what's going on there. Alright, so who else is still in the polytheism race? Brennus is still going for it. Huayna Capac is going for an early pottery tech, which would let him make use of his... He could put pasture... Oh, I see. Alright, he's going for pottery because he wants to build his terraces. That's why. But he should research mining so he can connect these gems. That's what he really should do. The AI does not start with mining on Deity. Anyway, we're just going to, flip-flop around here and see what the AIs are doing with their Capito. Shaka, wow. He has already connected horses. That is an early horses. So he can build chariots on turn 10. Jeez. Did he go for animal husbandry out of the gate? Or did he either went for it out of the... No, he didn't. So Shaka has popped animal husbandry from a hut. Because he researched mysticism polytheism. So he has popped animal husbandry out of a goody hut. And used it to hook up his horses right away. That's kind of weird. Yeah, this city is going to be ridiculously strong down the road. Like, look at this city. This is just ridiculous. Now I'm almost wishing I'd gone with Pakal because his start looks so ridiculous. Anyway, over here, Darius is building workboats. Or, not Darius. Brennus is building workboats, which he should be doing to connect his food resources. He doesn't have too much until he gets that done. Ahsoka, what's he doing? He is... Well, he is not improving tiles is what he's doing. He's only working... Where's the third tile he's working? Because he's size 3. He should be working another tile. I don't understand this. Look at this. Now, this is just sad. Building a settler... Size 20, 22 turn settler. Boy, I hope he's able to improve some tiles. He needs to research bronze working so he can cut down some of these trees. That are animal... Alright, he is on animal husbandry, so that's good. Alright, he is going for animal husbandry. What is Darius up to? He's researching animal husbandry, which he does need. He's now connected his corn, so he's got that going for him. He's building a workboat, so WTF there. Anyway, we're going to see the religion pop up this next turn, and that's going to be in Brennus' city of Vienne, which is... he found Taoism, so... a totally random choice there. Picks up Taoism. So we're going to have Christianity and Taoism as the first two religions. Anyway, Lakamba is about 1,000,000 times better than Vienne down here. So those are our two early holy cities. And he'll convert to that religion next turn. Interesting. India with a double cow start, yeah. Well, yeah, he does have a double cow start, so he did need animal husbandry. And pretty much everybody's on animal husbandry now. And there's the conversion to Taoism. Anyway, so the gold has already been hooked up, and wow, his research is going to be boosted by that gold tile. Anyway, cooked up the gold, settler in production, not going to be that fast. No imperialistic leaders in this game. By the way, look, our early score leader is Shaka, but that's just because he's got a size 4 capital. Look at his settler, much faster than some of these other ones. Alright, so everybody else is building settlers, but some of them are doing it faster than others. All right, Huayna Capac and Shaka look like they're going to be the first ones to get theirs. Oh, no, all right. So now Delhi is working the mine tile, and that'll get that settler done a lot faster. So that's a good sign there. Brennus is building more workboats. AI is very insistent on connecting its resources in the early game. Like, they really want to connect that stuff. Celtic crabs, indeed. Is Ahsoka on the same river as Pakal? That's a good question. Yes, they are. I think we looked at this when we did the map creation. There is a huge river up here. Yeah, that's the same river. So we could see Pakal's religion spread up there to Ahsoka, definitely. Although there's a good chance. Although Ahsoka is going for the third religion. Watch, he's already on masonry tech. Ahsoka is going for his own religion. Or maybe not. He's on masonry, but I expect he'll go for monotheism, since that's a prerequisite for it. He's probably heading towards monotheism. Ahsoka really places a high preference on religion. Yeah, Darius is building a settler in his size 1 city. It's shocking that he can do it even this fast, because the AI gets production bonuses on... Well, no, never mind. No, they actually don't get huge settler cost discounts. They only get 92 production settlers, not 100 production. So I guess you can build the settler if you're willing to spend 14 turns on it. But yeah, we're going to have settlers coming out from Huayna and Shaka pretty soon. The other leaders are not quite as fast to get their settlers done. At least their first built settler. We don't have any Barb cities yet, but I expect we'll see some up here. The Barbs are kind of in control of the north side of the map. If you check out the... yeah, here we go. Look at all those Barbs. Yeah, there we go. I should have remembered to do this sooner. If you click enemy military, you can see all the Barbs. That's pretty cool. Look at the Barbs all over the place. They are in the north, far north and the far south. And there's a pretty good belt of Barbs in the middle of the map, too. That's pretty neat. Okay. Anyway, so Shaka finishes a settler. Boy, he's already on his unique unit, Ikanda. The Ikanda is a barracks that, well, here, I can highlight it for you. There it is. Minus 20% maintenance. It's a barracks that's more expensive. Normally they cost, normally the barracks are 50 production and it costs 60 for the Ikanda, but Shaka's aggressive, so he gets half cost ones and he gets the deity bonus production. So, yeah. Normally there's 60, it goes down to 36, and then he gets double production on it because he's aggressive. So they're like dirt cheap for him, basically. I'm going to put my water back in my fridge so it stays cold. Alright, anyway. Yeah, so settler done there, and a settler done in Cuzco. Let's watch to see where they send these things. Alright, wow, he's really going west. I thought he would go towards Darius and squeeze Darius a bit more, but no, he's squeezing Ahsoka. That actually means Ahsoka is more likely to be first to die now. Maybe. Never mind, Shaka's still pushing north. So Shaka will settle around here. He's going to grab probably the rice, copper, spice location, would be my guess. Because we know the AI just focuses on resources. Huayna's going to grab this, probably the floodplain. He's probably going to grab the fish spot, which is also pretty good. Anyway, Ahsoka, I believe, just finished a settler too. Yep, here it goes. So he's going to grab this spot. But notice Ahsoka is not settling towards the middle of the map. He's kind of going towards his back lines, which means more land for Brennus. If he ever builds a settler. He's still building workboats. Alright, he did connect all his fish resource. Well, no, he still has a crab to connect. But he got some of them. Pakal has a settler that's going to finish this turn too. So we'll see where that one goes. Just finished. Alright, yeah. I like the spot from Shaka. Well, I thought he'd go for the rice. Instead, he went for the fish. The fish is probably a better resource, in all honesty. That's a 5 food tile as opposed to a 4 food tile. 6 food once he builds a lighthouse. He also has grabbed copper with this. He doesn't even know he's going to grab copper yet because he hasn't finished bronze working, but he'll have it. And Darius is still building a settler in his size 1 city. Boy, Darius is no Cyrus, is he? Yep. The Akanda doesn't have an extra experience point. I'm pretty sure it gives 3, just like the normal barracks. Am I wrong on that? No, it still gives the same. Still gives the same 3 experience. Pretty sure about that. Yeah. Oh, wow. Ooh, what is this? Alright, I thought he was going to found up there to grab the fish, but instead he found it here. Huh. I mean, not a bad spot per se, just kind of an odd location. You know what? That orphans the fish tile. He can't found a city to... Well, he could found on the iron. He could found on the iron, or he could found... Well, he can't found here. Can't found on any of these 4 tiles. You can't found within 2 tiles of an existing city. So you could found on the fish, but this spot basically wastes that fish resource. That's kind of silly. I don't know. Don't get it. So anyway, we're going to watch where Pakal goes. It looks like he's going to grab this spot here, the irrigated wheat, which is another great spot for a city. Ahsoka should get his next spot. He should found on that tile, would be my guess. There it is, Vijay Anagara. This is a nice spot, irrigated rice. Also has a sheep tile. Plain sheep's not great, but it's an okay resource. Better than nothing, certainly. That becomes a... Well, actually, 4 food tile. I'm sorry, I was thinking it was on tundra or something. 4 food, 1 hammer, 2 commerce. That's pretty solid. That's pretty good. Not that bad. Yeah, it's not too shabby. Actually, I think Barracks provided... I'm pretty sure Barracks provided 4 experience prior to the expansion. Pretty sure they were 4 originally. I could be wrong. Anyway, so we'll watch where Pakal sends his next city. I thought he'd go up there on the river. He'll probably found on that tile, I bet. No, he's going for the horses. Okay. But that's going to orphan the... Well, no, he can get second ring. He can get wheat in second ring. Yeah, Pakal is doing well. He's got a self-founded religion. He's got the early happiness connected. See, he's got the, he's not even working that tile. Boy, once he starts putting cottages down, there's going to be a monster. Look, he's not even working his gold tile. I guess he wants to grow. He'll definitely build wonders with that marble, as I said. Wow, going even further west. Where's this guy going? Look at this. This is a very bold grab for land here. Hi, Pakal. So yeah, Pakal is first in score. Wine is in second. They're all pretty close in score, except Darius is falling behind because Darius doesn't have a settler. He is still building it in his size 1 city. It will finally be finished. And then we'll have to wait and see where it goes. He's also building a lighthouse, even though he has no seafood. Oh my god. So, for those who saw the opening round game with Darius, he had a floodplain start with a... Actually, I think he had 2 grassland gems, and he just wasted the start horribly. Look at this. He still hasn't connected his grassland gems, and he's unhappy. It's like... Dude, Darius just sucks as an AI, and he's building a lighthouse. He has no seafood resources. Why would he want a lighthouse here? Like, nothing about this makes sense. He farmed the gems, he's building a lighthouse. Does he even have mining tech? Please tell me he has mining tech. No, that's it. He hasn't researched mining tech. He has researched sailing. He's gone and grabbed sailing, but he doesn't have mining, and he has a grassland gems at his start. Whatever. This guy is like, he's got these great economic traits and he just doesn't play the game very well. He's just a moron. I'm sorry. He's farming some good weed. I like that. That's an appropriate use of the sleeping emote and the kappa emote too. Anyway, so Shaka's on another settler. Alright, Chichen Itza was founded here. Jeez, that's awful close to Brennus. Maybe... Boy, I wonder if Brennus and Pakal could get caught in a conflict now. They do have separate religions, and that matters a lot to both of them. Peace weight can... Yeah, look at this. -4. Cautious. I still think Brennus gets drawn into a war with Ahsoka because... Yeah, look, he's the Brennus' worst enemy of Darius. I still think he gets drawn into a conflict with Ahsoka, but look at this. Wow, no. Worst enemy of Ahsoka, worst enemy of Darius. Well, that's because of the peace weight issue. Look at this. Look at that smiling face. Worst enemy of Ahsoka, worst enemy of Darius. Darius is the worst enemy of Shaka, so you know this is... You can kind of see how this is going to end already. Interesting. Alright, so anyway, Chichen Itza is a very bold land grab. We'll see how that one works out. Now, in opposition to this, look, Huayna Capac has connected his gems, so he is not as much of a moron. Wait, no, that's a sugar. I was going to say... Did he connect this? But no, it's a sugar resource. Huayna Capac will need to get calendar because he's got multiple calendar resources. He's actually going to have triple. He's already got the sugar and spices. He will have dyes over here as well. This guy built like half of a monument. Look at this. He built half of a monument and then he started building a terrace. So the borders have not expanded, but not that crucial. Let's see. Ahsoka is building Stonehenge. He will get Stonehenge. That's actually a pretty useful wonder for him. He's not charismatic, but he can use the free border pops. Is Pakal building anything with the marble yet? No, he is not. We still don't have another settler out from Brennus because he's been connecting the seafood at his start. I mean, look at this. He's improved a lot of tiles, which is good. Now he just needs to build settlers. Pakal going dual religions? Yep. So it looks like Pakal is going to get the monotheism religion. So that's kind of interesting. They will pop up in Chichen Itza. He already has religion in the other 2 cities. Yep, so Pakal will found the second religion. I thought it would be Ahsoka, but he, instead of going for monotheism, he went for pottery. Where's Ahsoka? Well, actually, he never even researched polytheism, huh? I thought he would. He grabbed the early masonry. I thought he'd go to monotheism, but instead he went bronze working and pottery, which is actually smarter, by the way. He's going to land Stonehenge. But anyway, we will see a religion pop up here in Chichen Itza this turn. There you go. So he's gone for... Wow, we're seeing a lot of weird religions. So we've gone Christianity... Confucianism and Taoism for our religions. Bizarre. He does not get a free missionary from this. This is the monotheism religion, the one that's normally Judaism. Anyway, so Ahsoka picks up the first wonder, and we have seen Darius put a city here. This is not a bad spot. I actually like this location. Floodplains. It's on the coast, and so it can still build a lighthouse and hook up this workboat, but he grabs more floodplain styles. So that's pretty nice. As far as the overview map, you can see we're already starting to get a little tight on land. There's still some more city space, but not a ton. Not a ton. And here's all those barbs if you're Curious. Do we have any Barb cities yet? No, no Barb cities yet, but we'll probably get one up here pretty soon. Some good land up there. Pakal cultural victory incoming. We'll see. He'll definitely build some wonders with what he's got. And wow, he has between Christianity and 3 happiness resources, he has a lot of happiness to grow into. We'll see if he chooses to do anything with that. He could trade some of these furs along that river up to Ahsoka. We might see that, but Ahsoka would need something to trade him back, and he doesn't have that. By the way, Ahsoka's building axes and chariots, so that's kind of random. Settlers. So Huayna's building one in his 3rd city, which is probably a mistake. Shaka is building one in his capital. Not only is he building one in his capital, he's already got another settler out. So Shaka doing the settler spam thing again. A lot of barbs over here, but Shaka's got a chariot and an archer, so he should be fine. Stealing away no, all of a sudden he's turned back. I thought he was going to plant the city right there, but he turned around and headed back in the other direction. Darius, actually, after being so slow, is going to get one of the first to 4 cities, it looks like. How about Ahsoka? He's on a settler now. Pakal, he's not on a settler. And poor Darius, I keep calling him Darius. Brennus has got a settler on his way for his 3rd city. Probably going to claim the marble and the gold. Alright, so Shaka, wow, that's weird. So he was going to plant the city, now he's turned around and is heading in this direction. He's like, now he's turned back again. Shaka, make up your damn mind. Now he has 2 settlers out. Anyway, so we'll watch the Darius settler and the Shaka settlers. That's probably the most interesting thing. Huayna Capac is on ironworking tech as well. And look at this, Pakal, early monarchy. Boy, he went for that in the opening round game that he played, and it served him really well. Here, I'm not sure it even serves him that well. And yes, you guys called it in the chat. There's the oracle. He's going for the early monarchy, but I don't think he actually needs it. I understand why he's doing it, because he has wines at his capital, but he has a ton of happiness. Well, guess it can't hurt. Probably can't hurt. Alright, so, that archer got attacked, but did not die. So, oh my god. Shaka be trolling, yo. Right on Pakal's border. Well, this is going to be interesting one way or another. Again, Shaka's going to be chained into attacking Darius, but might get a little interesting long term. Might get kind of interesting long term. Anyway, Huayna Capac just whipped out a settler. There it is. And Darius just finished a settler. And Darius is heading straight towards the contested ground with Shaka here. Shaka did not get Confucianism. That was the minority religion that Pakal founded. Ooh, look at this. Here we got a settler race right here. Darius against Shaka. Who's going to get this? I think Darius is going to plant on this tile. No. Oh, well, Darius moves first in turn order, so he's got the advantage here between the 2 of them. Huayna Capac is moving a settler out too. Ooh, this is a nice match. Huayna Capac's going to get ivory from this. That's very nice, but we'll focus on that later. Gotta watch this. Who's going to get the city down? Alright, well, Darius and Shaka are both going for this spot, but I think Shaka's going to get it first. Brennus completes the fairly useless Great Wall. What happened to his settler? Didn't he have a settler out? Don't tell me his settler died to barbarians. What happened to his settler? I know he had one. Oh my god, did he lose a settler to barbs? There's an barbarian archer with a promotion up here. Oh boy. I think he lost a settler to those barbs. Because he doesn't have it. Where's his 3rd city? He had a settler, it was moving out. He doesn't have it though. Oh man. Crazy. So anyway, Pakal is not on a settler, but that's because he's building the oracle. He's going to oracle some goodie for himself here. We'll find out. He might even oracle theology. Anyway, I think Shaka's going to win this race because he and Darius are obviously moving for this sugar resource, and Shaka should get there first. Anyway, meanwhile, over here, Huayna Capac planted this city, which is a great spot right in the middle of the map. It will grant him ivory, so he'll have another happiness resource once he connects that. Huayna's looking pretty solid. Pakal's looking pretty solid. Brennus is looking awful. Darius is looking awful. Ahsoka's doing well for himself. Shaka having a good early game too. Yep, so Shaka wins the race. Darius, he might be shut out here. He'll plant a city somewhere. He'll probably try to grab this rice, but Shaka wins the settling race. And Darius, that's not good. So Shaka is the first of 5 cities. Look at that. He's not building any more settlers, though. He's building impies, so he might already be on the war plan here. He should settle. There's some decent territory down here. He should grab another city or two. That that silver would be nice to have. Suspicious barb, not well. Yeah, you're right. There's this. Well, the cities just spawn randomly. The suspicious thing was that this archer has a 3 out of 5 experience and a promotion. That's what's fishy. The barbs will get promotions, but rarely do they get up to 3 XP. That looks like winning a combat at low odds right there. Anywho, so we're gonna see the Oracle finished, and let's figure out what he's gonna take with this. Pakal. So he's gonna finish. He'll probably take metal casting, but he might take theology and found another religion. He has such a strong religious preference. He can go for theology. We'll find out one way or the other here. All right, so Pakal, he completes the Oracle, and looks like he took. I think it's metal. I think he took metal casting. Yep, he went for metal casting. He's not industrious, but not that bad of a choice. His score is really high because he has so much happiness. His cities are much larger than the other AIs. That's why his score is so. Like everybody else is like size 4, size 3, size 5, and like his are size 8. He doesn't lack for happiness, that's for sure. Anyway, so yeah. Pakal in good shape. Again, the thing though is I feel like he's less likely to get land in war, is kind of the thing. Yeah, a lot of Zulu units heading. Well, AI attack, AI counter. Gotta check out what the AI missions they have. He's building a lot of impies. I mean, he's not gonna do anything against Darius pre-catapults, so he could maybe snipe a new city, but that's about it. Well, actually, this city's not defense. This city has 1 archer for defense, so he maybe could snipe this city. Move here with like 4 chariots. Boom, boom, kill it. I don't know if the AI is smart enough to do that though. Anyway, it's turn 50. Let's see what we got in terms of where we stand. Anyway, Ahsoka has built another city and all. Actually, he's built 2 more cities. I have not been paying enough attention to Ahsoka. He tossed down Varanasi, and he tossed down this city here, Pataliputra. So there is. I did not think we'd see this much border conflict. I thought that we'd see Huayna Capac and Darius having border conflict. No, it's been Huayna Capac and Ahsoka. By the way, Ahsoka's. I guess he's got room up here, but that's about it. He's mostly out of land already. Him having Stonehenge is quite nice. He's going to be able to push the borders of Huayna Capac around down here. Well, look at that. Unit AI attack city mission already. Huayna Capac might be planning an early war. He does have another settler. Oh, I just noticed this settler here. So anyway, there's a lot happening on the map. Pakal is not expanding is the one thing. Like, he's doing really well, but he's not expanding as well. Did Shaka steal his metal with that dot? Does Darius have any metal? I'm not sure if he does. There's iron, but he's not going to have that. So Darius has no iron, and he has no metals and no horses currently. That could be a problem. This could be a problem for Darius, because he does. Oh wait, yes, I ignored the add capital. Duh. Okay, never mind. He's got copper at the capital. He's fine. Yeah, you guys saw it in chat. I didn't see it. Doesn't have horses though, so we won't see any immortals. Anyway. I wanted to check the diplomacy. The bar graphs aren't going to show that much on turn 50, but diplomacy, who hates who, is always relevant. This annoyed. Wow, there's a lot of purple on here already. So like Ahsoka is already unhappy with everyone other than Darius. Oh, what is this? Worst enemy of Brennus, worst enemy of Huayna Capac, worst enemy of Pakal. That's not good. Not a good sign for Ahsoka. Brennus is the worst enemy of Darius, and then Shaka's worst enemy will be... Wait, where's Shaka's worst enemy? Shaka doesn't have a worst enemy, apparently. It should be Darius. Well, Shaka doesn't like Darius. Well, actually, what the heck? Why is Shaka cautious with everybody? It's weird. Huh. Why is he cautious towards... Darius? He should hate this guy. That's really weird. Oh, is he revolting this turn or something? Is he like in anarchy or something? I think he was in... I don't know, that's bizarre. Alright, now it's fixed. Alright, annoyed towards Darius, yeah. I was like, why is he cautious with Darius. I don't know, something happened. But yeah, there's a lot of unhappiness on the map there. It's still early, but there's a lot of people who dislike one another. Oh, Shaka stole Pakal's medal. Okay, that's what you guys were saying. Did he? Well, Lakamba will probably control this tile. No, well, maybe. Hard to say. Depends on it. Actually, Shaka will control it. Well, there's room to get more metal. He can always get. Actually, well, Lakamba. No, Lakamba needs to expand borders to 5,000 culture to get that. So no, not gonna have that. Yeah, Pakal. He's just not expanding is the thing. Yeah. So anyway, we're just keeping an eye on this. Darius has planted a city up here in the corner of the map. So there's definitely a lot of tension here between these leaders. Anyway, I wanted to see did want to check the bar graphs as you guys requested. All right, so score, we can see everybody's close except Pakal's ahead. GMP, Pakal's ahead. Minor Kopek's in second. Darius spiked for 1 turn for some reason. Production, Pakal's just average here. Boy, Brennis is really struggling here. What is Brennis doing? Food is pretty close for the moment. And power, Brennis and Darius are last. What is Brennis doing down here, by the way? He's still on 2 cities. This is just bizarre. Well, that's good for Pakal if Darius... wow, I'm going to call him Darius the whole game. That's good for Pakal if Brennis never expands down here. He does have a settler, but it's... I guess he just finished it? Yeah, there it goes. Alright, he's finally getting another city, but man, struggling. Look at this, there's barbs running around, and... This barb archer has 5 XP, so it must have killed something. Killed several somethings. Look at this, there's a barb warrior running around, and a barb archer. What is going on here? Why do the AIs, with all their massive bonuses, struggle against the barbs like this? That's just bizarre. Anyway, Huayna Capac put a city down here, which will be... it's not especially great, but hey, it's better than nothing, so that gets him to 5 cities. Shaka is not building settlers. That means he's pretty much already in war mode. Like, he'd be building settlers otherwise, so he's going to attack Darius shortly. Look at this, he's already building units in every city. So Shaka is like, I got 5 cities, that's plenty, time to go attack someone. And a settler was just finished by Ahsoka there. Huayna Capac looks like he might be in wartime. Well, no, it's hard to say. He should just go expand up here. Huayna Capac should just go grab that land on the top side of the map. Brennis built the Great Wall. Yeah, Brennis built it in this game. So Pakal goes into hereditary rule and organized religion. That means he'll start spreading Christianity around. A lot of barb troubles for the various AIs right now. They all seem to be struggling with barbarians. Everybody's researching ironworking too, so that seems to be a popular tech. Huayna Capac, better build those walls in your city that's when you're not at war. Very important to build those. Got to defend against those barbarians, you know. Anyway, I'm trying to see if anyone's building settlers. Alright, so Shaka has pulled off his military buildup. He's gone to building a settler, so try to grab a little bit more land. Is Darius building a settler? Does he have one out? Yes, he does have one out. Alright, so Darius is getting this peninsula. I thought Huayna Capac would get more of this, but it looks like Darius is in position to claim a lot of this. Is that another settler? Yep. So Ahsoka is actually doing pretty well here. The diplomatic environment's bad for him. Wow, Brennis, seriously, can you claim less territory with cities, dude? Look at this. He's got 3 cities. He has, like, no land at all. I was like, can you possibly claim less territory with your settlers? Man. And that's an aggressive spot, but Huayna Capac is so focused on Ahsoka, I think it's not going to be a problem. I think it'll be alright for him. So Huayna Capac is going for his own religion. He's going for an early Code of Laws. Oh, he is building a settler. That means he's not in full-time war mode. When the AI goes to full-on war mode, they stop building settlers. Tends to be a signal. So nobody is in complete war declaration mode, but there are people building up forces. He and his cadre of fanatics are consolidating their power. Anyway, Persepolis is building the Great Lighthouse, as you can see there. Shaka still has these chariots randomly standing right outside Darius's territory. Bulawayo will expand borders and grab that iron, but I think Shaka already has iron. And yep, there it is. Here comes the missionary spam. So Pakal finished a settler. for city number 4, and he's already begun the missionary spam. I wonder who he'll send those to. One will be for his own city. He'll send one Christian missionary over to Chichen Itza, but one of those missionaries will probably go to Shaka, would be my guess. And Huayna Capec's not researching very fast, is he? Well, he's building up gold for some reason. He's assembling gold for some unknown reason. Anyway, yeah, not too much going on right now. Brennus, did he transition? Yeah. Not going to build this one too fast, though. 20-turn settler. Is he in revolt or something? Is it just really... No, yeah, alright. So it's not going to take quite that long, but still not that fast. So Darius is converted to Pakal's religion. I wonder if that was a random spread or if... It looks like a random spread from what I can see up there. I don't think that there's a missionary sent all the way up there. Look at this. There's already missionaries on the way. The Christian missionary... I do think that one cool thing about Civ4 is every missionary does have their own graphics. So there are 7 different missionary graphics for all the 7 religions in this game. It's kind of neat. So there's the Christian missionary with the big cross. Makes sense. You don't get to see Christianity in action in this game that much. Anyway, Ahsoka has grabbed another city down here. His land grab has worked really well because, well, Brennus's has been so bad. Alright, we do get another city from Pakal. He's planted Uxmal here. Ulan Tambo is getting culturally pressured right now, but with Monument done and a terrace in production, it'll push back pretty strongly. This little corner of the map's got a lot going on, though. A number of people competing for this particular area. Wasn't Huayna Capac building a settler too? Alright, he just finished one. Darius, is he building one? No, he's building the Great Lighthouse, that's right. Unless he's got one done up here. I don't think so, though. And Shaka was building a settler as well. I think he just finished one. I don't know. Oh, here it is. He's going to the south. Wants to go grab that uranium. No, he's going for the silver. Or not. He turned around and moved the settler back north again. Alright, so who knows. AI does weird stuff sometimes. Where is Huayna Capac going to send his settler? Up here. That makes sense. There's room for a good city, like right here. He might even plant on the iron to use the fish, although AI... Well, actually, the AI does plant on resources. So anyway, this city is going to be a pain in the rear for a long time. The reason why this city is nasty is it's on a hill. So the archers get the defensive bonus for being in cities. They get a 50% bonus for being in cities. That says 70% because there's a city garrison promotion. This barb's already been attacked and promoted. Attacked twice, probably. So you get the 70% city defense bonus, 25% hills defense bonus, then another 25% bonus for the archer innate hill bonus, and then the 25% fortify bonus and a first strike. So this thing is like strength 8 effectively, something like that. So it's going to be hard to break through there. Why did they just pick polytheism as a religion? They were trying to go for a generic name. I mean, again, it's not a religion name. It's the tech that unlocks it. It was to refer to, just wanted to refer to religions that have... I mean, like, you needed names for these things that could apply to a lot of different religions. So, like, meditation is kind of generic. And polytheism, monotheism, all relatively generic. Like, you need generic... You don't want to just call it... Like, you don't want to call the tech Buddhism tech. You know, you want to call it meditation, and didn't want to call it Hinduism tech. You wanted to call it something else. So that's why. Something like that. You know, you need to come up with some kind of name, and it worked well enough. Brennus will finally get another city, but looks like he's almost out of territory with just 4. So that's not particularly good for him. Ahsoka's on the pyramids. I guess he's not going to be expanding for the time being. Boy, this little corner of the map is very contested. Huayna converting to Christianity is kind of a big deal, though. So now we have a real Christian block forming here. Pakal, Huayna, Darius, all Christian. That's bad news for Brennus. Boy, I wonder if Brennus could be first eliminated. He has played such a poor game thus far. Well, we can probably count on Shaka trying to kill somebody. Where did Shaka send his... He moved his settler all the way back up here. So I don't know. I don't know what he's doing with that. Huayna Capac's going to found his own religion, though, so he might swap over to that. And he did found... Alright, so he did found directly on the iron tile, which means he can use that fish, but he wouldn't have had to do that if he didn't put Machu Picchu in this spot. How much happiness does this... Yeah, he's got 2 happiness resources. Needs more, though. Definitely needs more. Anyway, so map's mostly filled up at this point. A lot of units running around. And we should probably see some action pretty soon, because there's a lot of people who don't like each other that much. Look at the map here. Look at this. Shaka is annoyed towards Ahsoka, even though they're pleased. I don't understand why he's cautious towards Darius. I almost feel like this is... You know what? This is so weird. I'm going to save and reload. I'm actually wondering if... Because, like, he should not be this happy with Darius. Something is weird going on here. Alright, so we're going to save the game and see if... Because we have had bugs pop up here before. Alright, going to exit to main menu and see if this fixes... Shaka should not be pleased with that guy. He should dislike Darius, like, a lot. No, alright, maybe it is. Maybe that is correct. For some reason, he seems to like this guy. I'm shocked that he's not, like, worst enemy, we hate your guts with Darius. I don't really understand that. But anyway... The one who really is disliked seems to... Alright, so his worst enemy is Ahsoka, that's why. His worst enemy is Ahsoka, not Mr. Darius. That's why, because his anger is being directed at Ahsoka. Brennus is the worst enemy of Darius. That's Peace Weight in action there. Peace Weight's still random? I did not know, right? I did not know that. That's interesting, Daniel. I've never heard that before. I'm disappointed. Yeah, well, I thought Shaka was going to attack Darius. I have Darius is first to die. He's got to get attacked. Huayna Capac's the worst enemy of Ahsoka. Darius and Brennus are the worst enemies of each other. So I don't know. This game, the diplomacy is a little bit weird. So as good as Pakal's done, he only has 4 cities, but he is building double settlers now. It just might be a little too late for that. Map's mostly filled up now. Like, look, not a lot of places to send these settlers, Pakal. So you might be in some trouble there. As we know in this game, territory is power. More territory means more population, means more tiles being worked, means you're stronger. Where are these guys going? Look at this. Shaka's got a random stack over here. Boy, if he's going to attack Ahsoka, that would be like the most trolliest Wang Khan type of thing to do. If he ran all the way around the map to go attack Ahsoka. Anyway, you can see they keep these chariots keep trying to attack this city, but they're not doing anything other than promoting the archers. And we get our first open borders request. Look at that. They're just getting promoted further. It's like, stop! You're just making him stronger! Anyway, I wonder if Shaka's... Alright, so Shaka wandered that settler down, ran into barbs, ran back to his capital. Now he's running back down to the south again. So, who knows? Shaka's also on horseback riding as a tech. Boy, his tech rate must be pretty awful. It takes 17 turns to research horseback riding, even with the AI deity tech discounts. So Darius finishes the Great Lighthouse. I wonder if he'll build a... Oh, where's he getting horses from for immortals? Is that a trade? Oh no, he's getting them from this city. Wow. Lucky resource grab. I guess he wanted... So he will have immortals. I didn't think he'd get a city up there. I guess it's not that far from his capital, but still. More settlers coming out from most of the leaders. Ahsoka's about to finish the pyramids as well. We'll see what use he can make with them. Pakal just finished a settler somewhere. Here it is. Yeah, he just got a settler. Let's see where this one goes. There's not a lot going on in the game. Pakal is on construction tech, so... Alright, that's not a great spot for a city, but hey, does help. There's some more floodplains he can work here. So Buddhism was picked up by Huayna Capac, and you have to remember this is the Code of Laws tech, which means he gets a free missionary, but I think he'll probably stick with... I was going to say, I think he'll stick with Christianity because it's in both a size 7 city and a size 8 city. Actually, most of his cities are already Christian, so he's probably not going to switch. Look at this. So he got Buddhism, founded Buddhism this turn. He gets the free Buddhist missionary, and then same turn spread to Corey over here. That's really weird, but that can happen. That can happen. You get the same turn spread. If the city is lower in the city list, you know, the F1 city list, it checks the cities one at a time and goes down the list. So you can get a same turn spread on when you found the religion. It's kind of weird, but it can happen. Request to look at the Impy up close. Let's see if we can spot one running around. Should be able to find one somewhere. Shaka's got a lot of units, doesn't he? If we spot one, we'll see one sooner or later. I don't see one just out on its own right now. You know, we can just grab them in the menu here. There he is. if you want to see him. We can see him close. If we spot one, we'll check him close up. Interesting. Thanks, Daniel. I am not like as super expert on how some of the stuff under the hood works. I did not know that that was like something random. Anyway, Brennis is doing Brennis things over here. Oh dear, Brennis. What? Brennis. Oh boy. Well, that might lead to some fun stuff in the future. So yeah, there's a Celtic. I mean, I understand he needs to expand. The pressure is pretty strong for him to expand, but still, that's just like, what are you doing, dude? Shaka, where is he sending? Did he ever move that settler? No. So he has a settler that's been running around for like 15 turns now without planting a city. So Shaka, very fast to 5 cities, has not done much since then. Really has not done much of anything since then. There's a nifty little stack over here from Huayna Capac too. Looks like he's going to spread Buddhism into Ollantaytambo. Tambo. I wonder, that's quite a few units there. I don't think he can do too much. Maybe he could snipe this city. There's not that much in it. And Brennis adopt organized religion. Boy, Brennis the only one with this religion. Not a great game to be Taoist. Kind of weird. Anyway, Shaka is he's building up. So yeah, Shaka I think is getting ready for a war. Look at this. He's assembling units up here. I think that's what he's doing anyway. Yeah, he's putting a pretty good stack here, and he actually has a good chance to snipe Ecbatana. I don't think he can get Persepolis, but he could move here and then move right next to Ecbatana without any warning. I think he could snipe that city. So that's what I'm watching. I'm watching Huayna Capac. Oh, look at this. There's more units over here, too. I'm watching Huayna Capac, and I'm watching Shaka. I think they're the ones who are most likely to make some action happen. Pakal did he ever put down that other... He had another settler. Did he ever plant it yet? Not yet. Pakal is... So he's still on 5 cities. In first place, but look, Huayna has been catching up because he has more territory. And Huayna now hasn't connected more resources. I thought he had some more. Yeah, you guys can ask away with questions. Oh, I mean, we're still early. I don't think this has been a slow game. The AI has just been filling up the map. Go away. And feel free to ask questions. Go. Like, that's the point. We always have plenty of time. We'll be here for at least 3 hours. Shaka converts to Confucianism. What? He got the minority religion from Pakal. So now Shaka is converted to Confucianism of all things. Bizarre. So now he's got a different religion from everyone else too. That's just weird. Boy, Brennis does not like... Look at this. Brennis doesn't like anyone. He's annoyed with Ahsoka, annoyed towards Darius, cautious, annoyed, cautious. Not in great shape. Who's Huayna Capac? Huayna Capac doesn't like Ahsoka. Look at this. Ahsoka's the worst enemy of Huayna Capac and Shaka. So, as you might expect, because they have this huge border over there, he dislikes Ahsoka the most. It's a good question. Yes, I've been watching MSI. I didn't see all the games last night. Basically, most of the stuff I watch for League, I don't watch live because I'm often at work. All right, by the way, here comes our first war declaration next turn. So typically I will be watching stuff on like recordings afterwards. So I watched the first day's worth of games. I saw some of the games yesterday. The only real thing that I've seen, so I heard that Fnatic got the big upset yesterday. I'm going to watch it tonight, actually. So I don't want to talk too much about that. Also, because this is not a League broadcast, but yeah, I saw that Fnatic looked, they looked like they were playing quite well, and I heard they got the big had the big game against SKT yesterday. So yeah, it's been interesting. Basically, solo mid has played horribly. I mean, horribly in this tournament, which is disappointing for people who follow North America. But other than that, it's been a lot of stomps, to be honest. There hasn't really been that many good games at MSI. It's been mostly stomps from what I've seen. Teams that were much better than other teams. But as I said, I'll watch more of that tonight when I'm done. Okay, anyway, so what's going on? What do I think of building forts to connect strategic resources? You can do it. But it's just forts take a long time to build, so basically it can be worth it to do so. Remember, they still have to be inside your borders to get the benefit. Still have to be inside your borders to get the connection benefit. Huayna Capac planted a city here. It's a pretty bad city, but remember, more territory is always good. I think Huayna is going to attack Ahsoka pretty soon. He's got a decent-sized stack here. Shaka, though, is going to start the game's first war on the next turn, so right there. MSI is mid-season invitational. It's a League of Legends tournament. Good question. Mid-season invitational. So Ahsoka completes the pyramids, and here's the game's first war declaration. So it was basically inevitable Shaka would attack Darius. Now, what chance does he have to take this city? Well, Darius is building spear. This city is not going to fall. It's on a hill. If this city was on flat ground, I think it might fall, but it's on a hill, so this is not going to work. He's going to come up short, but what's going to happen is this is going to drag Darius down by a lot. This should weaken both of them pretty horribly, and it'll put both of them in war mode, so Darius won't be grabbing more territory, and that means Huayna Capac will grab another city here, maybe another city over here. So anyway, this is going to drag both of them down. Maybe if Shaka gets good dice rolls. Oh no, wait, no, he's waiting. He's waiting for these guys to join. Interesting. And Ahsoka is converted. All right, Ahsoka has joined the Christian party, so he's now converted to Christianity as well. I wonder if that will boost relations, change who hates who. Huayna, like where's Huayna? Yeah, no, still worse, still annoyed towards Ahsoka. Still doesn't like him, even with the same religions. Still worst enemy with Huayna Capac, even with them now. By the way, everyone is now Christian except Shaka and Brennis. Christianity has been spread around like crazy. Pakal needs to get his shrine for Christianity. Look at this. This religion is spread. It's a shame that it's white colored. It's kind of hard to see, but look at this. This religion is spread near and far in this game. Wow, why are Huayna's cities so small? Look, size 2, size 1. What is he doing? Grow those cities, man. He's been whipping like a madman. Also, he should not be working that tile. Look how much faster this city would grow if he wasn't working that tile. Anyway, so I don't know what Huayna Capac's doing. Oh, he founded this city too? I don't remember him putting this one down. How many cities does he have? 1, 2... Wait. No, that's Brennis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He has 8 cities. Jeez. Grow some of them, man. Yeah, so Brennis is still stuck down here. Why is Ahsoka Brennis red in diplomacy? That's peace weight. Ahsoka has 8 peace weight and Brennis has 0 peace weight. So that's a peace weight issue. Also, different religions too. Different religions. They dislike each other a lot. So there's a lot of oh wait, no, we gotta watch and see if this attack comes in. Alright, so yeah, Shaka attacked, and as I said this attack wasn't gonna work, and it didn't. Shaka lost all his units and he didn't kill anything. Like seriously, he didn't kill anything. He killed 0 units. So, yeah. That didn't work. Shaka is going to need to get construction if he wants to do anything at this point, and he's still a long way away from that. Like a really long way away from that. Boy, his tech is garbage. Yeah, his tech is pretty awful. Anyway, so we'll keep an eye on that war, but it looks inert for the moment. Pakal, though, does have construction, so if he wants to build catapults, he can. Actually, where do we stand in terms of power right now? Look at this. Ahsoka has been building up, and is that Huayna Capac? Yes, so those two are pretty high. Shaka, there's him losing his units in that ill-fated attack. And look at this. Barbs are still causing problems for Pakal. He's got some amazing cities. Look at this. His cities are really good. He just doesn't have very many of them. Anyway. Yeah, so as I said, Huayna Capac needs to grow his cities. I think he'll actually take over first place in score if he grows the cities, but he's not doing that. Ahsoka is also building up some of his forces too. Ahsoka, by the way, is playing a good game. Oh, alright, so Ahsoka is going to capture this. He finally has built swords. Swords can probably capture the Barb City. Probably. Nope, actually that one just died again too. Look at this one Barb Archer, 6 out of 10. He's got City Garrison 2 Archer. The Barbs do. This poor city's probably... no, that city doesn't have... I was going to say we'll probably flip, but Chichen Itza doesn't have that much culture in it. So there's not that much. As far as the war, Shaka's building up, but he needs to assemble another stack. And this is a relatively new city here, Gordium, on the iron, so that means he'll have another resource. Not much in the way of food, but another resource. Yeah, Huayna needs to grow his cities a little bit better. And look at this little stack here. This is unit AI attack. Where's this one heading? Apparently just standing there outside the city. Apparently. Alright, here comes Shaka again. I don't think this is going to work any better than his last attack. Actually, if he keeps throwing units away and then Darius pulls in a big stack, maybe Darius could kill Shaka's city down there. Well, Darius is being just as foolish. So the thing that makes this tough is both of these cities are on hills, so they both get defensive bonuses, which means it's going to be really hard for either one of them to crack either one of their positions. We basically have 3 strong leaders, Pakal, Huayna Capac, and Ahsoka, and then 3 laggards, especially Brennus. Boy, Brennus is really weak. I know Shaka's got a decent amount of territory, and by the way, does he still have that settler sitting in his capital? Will he ever use that settler that was wandering around earlier? Oh, guess he can't put it down here. There's a Barb city down here now. Actually, there's a lot of Barb activity down to Shaka's south. But anyway, because both these cities are on hills, it's really hard for the AIs to crack either one of them. Like, they just attack and die, and that's exactly what happened. Both Darius and Shaka attacked those cities, and they died in both cases. And Darius gets a great general, the first one of the game. So, yeah. I'm more interested in what's going on with Huayna Capac and Ahsoka, because they're both strong, and they absolutely could make something happen. So the Barb city's down to just 1 defender now. So Ahsoka will capture this one. It's a solid city. Look, iron should be a... No, I was going to say, I thought that should be a 2 production center tile, but I guess it's not quite enough. Oh, actually, I think it's because the Barbs don't have iron working. I think this becomes a 2 production center tile because Ahsoka will have iron working to connect that. Huayna Capac's also in calendar, which is a key tech for him because it'll give him, what, 3 more happy faces? I said spices, dyes, well, if he can continue to control this tile, I don't know if he can. And he's got this, he's got spices, he has 3 of them. Oh yeah, he has sugar, spices, and dyes. And now he's going to have that. Well, he already has ivory. I was going to say he can use that ivory, but he already has ivory. And there's another settler as well. Going to go poach some more territory from Darius up here. Is he going to probably put it on this tile right here? That Temple of Artemis was built by, pretty sure that was built by Pakal. He was working on it, wasn't he? All right. Oh, well, Temple of Artemis, now Camalodunum's in trouble because the Temple of Artemis produces a lot of culture. That's 8 culture per turn. And that's going to pop that. Shaka doesn't like swords. Well, he might not have iron. No, he does have iron. Okay, I guess he just doesn't like them. He does like horse archers. He just finished horseback riding tech, so he's going to build some horse archers. They at least have a chance to retreat if they're losing. But swords would be better to attack cities, definitely. Shaka's fighting a war with the Barbs over here, too. And this Barb city is going to fall shortly. So yeah, Pakal is still in first, but I feel like Huayna and Ahsoka are going to pass him in score eventually because they have a lot more territory. Look at this little stack here. So what do we look like in terms of power now? It's been about 10 turns since we checked. Huayna, Shaka, Ahsoka. Darius is down here. And Pakal and Brennus. Yeah, if Huayna and... Look at this. So there's another new city for Ahsoka. Boy, these two have ended up with a lot of territory. So Ahsoka has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He has 7 cities. He'll get his 8th from the Barbs. Huayna Capac has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He has 8. He's about to plant his 9th city up here in Troll Darius fashion. Going to plant it on that tile, I assume. There's our first request to join a war. I know I haven't been watching this war too much, but it's just neither one of them has a chance to capture cities here. Watch, it's just going to be another suicide attack. Oh, do we get to see angry Pakal? Nah, he's in a good mood right now. He's like, hey, I'm in first place in score. I'm not angry. You mad, bro? I'm not mad. So there is the little troll city from Huayna Capac, but Darius has enough on his hands right now. He can't worry about this. That's another city right there, and there's the Barb city captured. All right, so the map is basically full now. I don't think there's, like, look at the map. There's almost, like, I guess there's room for another city up here, but there's just about out of room. Does Pakal have calendar resources? I think he's got a couple. He's got, all right, so he has silks. He has spices. Yeah, he's got 2. That makes it worthwhile, for sure. I mean, happiness is not really a concern for him because he's got a lot of resources and hereditary rule. He's building catapults and, well, never mind. He's building a catapult. He should cottage more of these. He has plenty of food here. He's not even, look, he's not even working the fertiles. So, anyway. Impy, did we spot an Impy running around? Yes, there's one. All right. So the request for the Impy. Wow, this one's not. This one's been damaged somewhere. I guess it was fighting Persia. That or was damaged by a barbs. There's only 2 of them instead of 3, but that's fine. All right, here we go. Get a nice view of that copper mine too. By the way, if the tile's being worked, that little cart will run in and out of the mine. Apparently the copper tile's not being worked by Shaka. I don't know why. Anyway, so there you go. There's the Impy. Looks pretty decent. Is for a game that was made 10 years ago. Up close, they look a little weird, especially the faces, but not bad. Not bad or anything. Shaka has not even connected the fish. Yes, he has. He's connected the fish. He's just got a random exploring workboat out. He has connected the fish, though. Or he is working his copper. Huh, I wonder why it's not animated then. Usually it's animated if they're working the tile. Oh well. Not a huge deal either way. Hoyna Kopek is another settler. Yeah, he probably does. So these two are just throwing units at each other and basically wasting each other's time. Hoyna might try to slap a city down up there. I wouldn't be shocked. Or he could even go for this spot up here. There is a fish resource. It's worth settling because of the fish. This city has no food resources, and he settled here. So, who knows? With the discounts that the AIs get on deity, basically all land is worth settling. It pretty much is. So, they get, their cities grow fast, and they have low maintenance costs. So, they might as well plant cities everywhere. Yeah, that's pretty good territory. Again, not the city sizes of Bakal, but Hoyna Kopek will grow them once he gets his happiness resources connected. We shouldn't sleep on Ahsoka either. He's doing well. Oh, he's done this well with only 1 happiness resource? Really? Only 1? Well, he's got several. Yeah, he has the gems. I guess that's it. He's got dyes, and is that it? Well, he's gonna have. He needs to hook up that gold resource. He needs to hook that one up. All right. Anyway, so we should probably advance the turns a little bit faster. I'm enjoying this game though. I think the colors we ended up going with look pretty sharp on the map. I think Shaka's going for construction. He's on math right now. It's probably math en route to construction would be my guess. No, math en route to calendar. Huh. Interesting. I guess he feels like he needs more. Yeah, all right. Well, he's got the silks. That's why. Silks at the capital pulls the AI to emphasize that stuff. Anyway, but other than that one war, it's been pretty quiet. Not a lot of fighting going on. Poor Camalodunum is now going to get heavily pressured by Chichen Itza, and he's building the mausoleum in here as well. He needs actually a great profit. He does not have the shrine for Christianity yet, which would be worth a lot of money. Hello, what's this? Pakal's got a little stack moving around. Hello, who's Pakal's worst enemy? It's probably Brennus. Who does Pakal dislike? Well, he doesn't appear to have a worst enemy. Pakal. Looks like Brennus or Shaka, but it's probably Brennus. Well, look at this. We gotta see where this little group's going. So these units do have AI attack missions, so that means that they're intended to fight. So Shaka got a great general. He cleaned up a little Darius attack. If Shaka heals these units, maybe he can do something. It's going to be a little difficult though without construction. He really does need catapults to be able to knock them down. Shaka, yeah, it's like that's not a war tech. Good for the economy though. Never mind. Or Shaka could not heal his units. He might. There's not a lot of units here. Maybe if these he does have a City Raider 2 sword. That's pretty impressive. All right, so there's a stack in Pakal's city of Chichen Itza, but doesn't appear to be going anywhere. There's a stack in Gergovia up here too. That's a decent stack too. Hoyna Kopek, though, if he intends to attack someone, he needs to go for construction. I don't know if that's what he's doing or not. Nah, he's building a library and a galley. I don't think he's planning a war. I don't know. Let's just watch Shaka instead of theorizing about who might or might not be attacking. So if Shaka moved first, Ahsoka has founded another religion, and the mausoleum was just built by Pakal in this city here. So now the Temple of Artemis and the mausoleum are in this city. That is a lot of culture I think Camalodunum is in a lot of trouble here. Because this is going to pop the 500 culture borders relatively fast, and once that happens, like this city is already being pressured, then it'll be even more heavily pressured, and that's bad news. Yeah, we can look at the tech stuff on turn 100. That's a good time to do it. So anyway, up here I was going to make this point. If Shaka moved first, I think he'd capture the city, but the problem is this sword and this spear are going to move into the city because Darius moves before him in turn order. So I think, what mission? Well, here's the thing. Those swords that are in Ekbatana, they have attack city missions, so they might move out of the city. Well, it just depends on what Darius does here, but this city could fall. Shaka chose not to attack. So the attack did not happen. That was Pakal building that. And Shaka is now converted to Taoism. So there's the Hanging Gardens. Pakal's been building all the wonders. Interesting. And Shaka's now... He just seems to practice religions nobody else practices, does he? Why in the world... Oh, he got a random spread to Quaduzka up there. I don't know. I don't understand. This chariot apparently won its retreat roll. On its flanking 2 roll. It attacked something and... Or that, or it got the kill. So yeah, Shaka moved forward, but now this city's been reinforced, and now he has like no chance. The only way Shaka can capture this city is if Darius is dumb enough to move move units out of the city, which he might be that stupid. This is Darius we're talking about here. He's not the swiftest on the uptake. Apparently, no one wants this fish resource. It's not being claimed by Ahsoka or Huayna Capac. So, like, there's other little stacks hanging... Oh, hello, look at this. There's a little stack here from Brennus. That's moved up to the border. But we should watch Shaka first. This attack shouldn't succeed. Yeah, see, he needs catapults. He's not going to win. He just threw away another stack right there. I wonder, that stack's sitting on the border. It's like, there are decent armies on the part of these other leaders, but no one's made that move to go for the attack yet. Is this a settler? No, it's a worker. Honestly, Huayna Capac would be better probably just developing in peace for the moment, building himself up. It's really typically pretty foolish to attack if you don't have construction to be able to build catapults and knock down the city defenses. Without it, you're just kind of throwing units around and not achieving anything. So Shaka attacked again and, threw all his units away. So this is why I thought, this is basically what I thought Shaka and Darius would do, is I thought that they would fight and then they would just trade units and they'd both get slowed down. I actually thought Darius might be even weaker than this, but he was able to get this city spot right out of the gate, which helped him. And Tarsus helped him a lot too. Otherwise, Huayna Capac would have claimed this and would be claiming this corner of the map right now. So as good as Huayna Capac's situation is, it could be even better. And boy, he's got quite a few units right over here. A lot of units on this mutual border between India and Inca. They don't seem to like each other that much. Nifty little stack from Darius. With this number of swords, Darius could potentially capture Quaduzka. It's not very well defended right now. Shaka needs to build more units and send them up there, because he threw all his units away on a completely pointless attack. Otherwise, not much going. Yeah, it's probably worse for Shaka. Shaka's dropped all the way to last place in score now. But it's not good for Darius either. Certainly not good for him. I have an axe and 2 archers. Also, Pakal has now got feudalism, so he's not going to be attacked by anybody any more than we thought that... not that anyone was probably attacking him anyway. Even more futile now. Alright, that's turn 100. Yeah, this city could actually fall to Darius because it only has... It does have walls. Alright, the main thing that's going to save this city is it does have walls, but an unlucky roll could be... Oh, well... See, the problem is it's defended by archers, but the archers aren't going to do that well against the immortals in this stack. The sword will attack and the axe will kill it. And the axe isn't going to defend well against the immortals either. That's the thing. He really needs a spear in this city. One spear would make this city, would not die at all. And plus there's a follow-up attack. Actually, there's a good chance this city falls to Darius, unless Shaka can reinforce it. I mean, look, he's got all these units down here. You'd think he'd just reinforce it. Yeah, this certainly could backfire. It's not out of the question at all. Anyway, though, you guys said you wanted to see tech rates, so let's look. So Ahsoka's at 94 beakers per turn. Brennis is at 43. Darius is at 50. Huayna Capac's at 92. So Ahsoka and Huayna are researching at about the same rate. Pakal's at 172. Geez, he's double anyone else. And Shaka's at 42. So Pakal is the tech leader by quite a bit, at least in terms of research rate. The one time the Zulu unique unit would be useful. Yeah, I know, right? All right, so let's look at the tech trees. Most people seem to be in like late classical, early medieval right now. So here's Ahsoka. He does have construction. Now, does he have ivory is the question. He does not have ivory, so no war elephants for you, Ahsoka, but he can build catapults. All right. That was Ahsoka. Brennis, he also has construction, but Ahsoka has more techs. Brennis is not as far behind as I thought he was, though. Darius has calendar. He does not have construction. He's going for currency. Has that economic flavor for his tech weighting. Huayna Capac does have currency. He's going for construction tech. He does have elephants. He also has code of laws as well. Then we'll look at Shaka. Shaka is behind. Boy, Shaka's in last place in tech. He has not researched well this game at all. He needs construction if he's going to do this. And Pakal, he's ahead, but not by as much as I thought he might be. He's basically ahead feudalism. Yeah, he's pretty much ahead feudalism right now. He's ahead by maybe like 2 techs, I'd say. So he is ahead, but not ridiculously so. All right, let's watch and see. Can Shaka defend this? Yes, he can. Oh, what did he lose? Well, he must have gotten some good dice rolls there. That or the hill bonus plus wall bonus was bigger than I expected. So Darius, that didn't work at all. By the way, what is this random Shaka horse archer sword pair doing up here? Your guess is as good as mine. So once again, more fighting that achieves basically nothing. Ahsoka has adopted theocracy. That's a wartime civic. Look at this stack right here. But this is actually not a war declaration stack. This is covering a worker that's building a tile improvement on that tile. So that's what's going on there. Nobody wants that spot, huh? It's funny. By the way, these 3 tiles are going to flip back to Huayna Capac shortly. I don't know why he hasn't built a workboat up here. He built a terrace and then a lighthouse, and he hasn't connected the fish or the crabs. I don't know. I guess he just wants to work the ivory tile, I guess. Anyway, Huayna Capac's going to finish construction, so. Did Zulu just pillage copper? Oh, yeah, you're right, they did, yeah. Good call there, Hesmer. They did just pillage copper. You are correct. That's what they're doing up there. How in the world Darius allowed that to happen is another question. It's like, what in the world? So yeah, anyway, that continues to go on, and Huayna Capac did start a catapult right away. What about Pakal? Well, he's building the statue of Zeus and the Parthenon. He likes his wonders a little too much sometimes. Does this city have a chance to flip yet? No, it's still Celtic overall. Brennis has done a good job of getting culture in here. Monument, library, Taoist temple. He might be able to keep this city from flipping. He's not going to control many tiles, but he might be able to keep it from going over to Pakal. And Ahsoka is building the Hagia Sophia and Hindu temples, so I guess he's not planning a war either. And the slap fight over here continues. Neither side's doing much of anything. Darius is on construction tech, though, so that could potentially break the stalemate if Darius would get catapults and start to siege down that city with walls. Shaka's also on construction tech, as expected. Alright, well, here's our first real big action for the game. Ahsoka declares war on Huayna Capac, and he's almost certainly going to capture this. Oh, Shaka makes peace, so that ends right there. Alright, so this is 2 of the top leaders in the game right here. So Ahsoka is trying to attack this spot. Now, does he have catapults? Yes, he does. And he's moved onto a tile that gives him a defensive bonus, which is rather foolish of Huayna Capac not to chop that forest. So Olante Tambo should probably fall. It's not really that well defended. Like, can't really defend this stack. Now, over here, this city will also probably fall. Well, no. Huayna Capac doesn't have catapults. All right, so this... I'm actually surprised Ahsoka's the one who attacked here. This actually sets up pretty well for Ahsoka. I think Huayna's going to attack and lose his units here. It ain't happening. Yeah, that didn't go that well. So the catapults will start attacking here, and once the walls are down, this city should certainly fall with that many swords. Look at this. This city's not even building a Buddhist monastery. Wow, there's a lot of stuff in that city, too. So this is a valuable city. So who has... Boy, this is pretty even between the two. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cities against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so this is a very even war. The question is, would anyone else join this war? So let's look at how people feel about Huayna Capac. Well, Ahsoka dislikes him, but everybody else seems to like him. So Huayna Capac's pretty safe. How about Ahsoka? Brennus does not like Ahsoka. Shaka's not too thrilled either. He is the worst enemy of Brennus and Shaka somehow. For some reason, Shaka seems to like Darius, even though they've been at war. Yeah, so what really could swing this is if Darius... Or not... Why do I keep calling it this? If Brennus piles into this war, that would be the big thing. I didn't even realize Pakal had 2 new cities. Pakal had... Oh, yeah, so he crammed one in here, and this one so he would have iron. They're not especially great cities, but he did need more of them, so not... They were worth founding, I think. All right. Nope, not a problem. Yeah, I think Ahsoka actually is in good shape, but he'll be in terrible shape if Brennus declares war and piles in here as well. Because, yeah, this attack did not... This attack on Pataliputra has done nothing. This is the advantage of having... so the Hindu shrine was built by Ahsoka. And Kashi and the Parthenon, I think, was... Pretty sure that was built by Pakal. Yeah. That's the advantage of having construction just a few turns sooner. He was able to build catapults. Yeah, look at this. They're both close, but Ahsoka won the first trade between the two of them. That's the advantage of having catapults first, is he could prepare a stack and kind of get set. And now that Huayna Capac stack got cleaned up entirely. So, like, look, all of Ahsoka's units get low, but they didn't die. And they're all going to get a second promotion. So I'm rooting for Huayna Capac here, but, you know, have to be honest, that did not go well for him at all. Yeah, that didn't do well. So the defenses are almost bombed out of this city now. Wow, and moved up even more swords. Like, there's a lot of units in here, but once they all get hit with catapults, they're going to suffer that collateral damage. And then the swords with their city raider promotions, this city should be captured. If not on the first turn, then on the second. Oh boy, a lot of low health swords there. Yeah, look at all these swords, low health. So the swords are, like, all the catapults died, obviously, but the swords will go low, they'll promote, and then they'll attack again, and they'll capture the city. So that worked out really well. Like, if Huayna Capac had just kept his units in Ollantaytambo, he would have been fine, but he moved them out to attack that city, and it didn't work. So, as I said, that set up well for Ahsoka. I could see that was going to work for him, so he did capture that, and that's, you know, that's a good city right there. Although it is going to be swallowed up by Uxmal's culture. So you can see Ahsoka moves into first place there, and Huayna Capac is dropped back. He has researched feudalism, so it's unlikely he's going to lose much more, but, you know, the damage has been done. And Darius has taken advantage of peace to grab 2 more cities up here on the top coast. So Darius quietly... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he's up to 8 cities now, too. So he's not doing that badly. He doesn't look like the first to be eliminated, let me say that. I thought Huayna Capac would join with Shaka in killing Darius and put him out of the game immediately, but that didn't happen. Yeah, this city is it's not in the borders of Uxmal, so not going to flip, at least not immediately. So now the question is, will Brennus be pulled into this war? Now, he is building military. Oh, no, he's building a market, so maybe not. More peaceful stuff. The statue of Zeus was just built by Pakal as well. One of the catapults survived. They do have a chance to retreat. That's true. Oh, and Chichen Itza is going to be built by Huayna Capac too. So he'll have even more defenses. So yep, he just built Chichen Itza. So I don't think he's losing more cities unless something weird happens. But I don't know if he's going to get Ollantaytambo back. That's going to be a hard city to recapture. All right, Church of the Nativity. That means Pakal finally got his great profit for his Christian shrine, and that should be worth quite a bit of money. Yeah, 19. That's quite a bit. It's good money there. Ahsoka is also researching feudalism. Huayna Capac, that was a late metal casting for someone who is industrious. Here comes the next stack. I don't think this one's going to be as successful, though. Yeah, this just got hit by catapults, and I think this is going to get wiped out. Nobody else is at war right now. Yeah, so that stack all died. Huayna Capac won that little trade there. Ahsoka's gone to feudalism for the extra experience. So this is the one war right now. Why is he so unhappy? Oh, he just whipped. That's why. Okay. Great Library was just built by Pakal. Yes, he is building all the wonders. And Sistine Chapel was built by him. Boy, I swear, if he wins by culture... if Pakal ends up winning a culture victory, I think I'm going to just tear my hair out at the end of this. Anyway, so yeah, there's a little stack right there. Any interest in joining this war? Come on, you know you want to join this war, Brennus. You know it's your only chance to gain more territory. Well, that was fast. Huayna Capac made peace. So a good war for Ahsoka. He just grabbed that city, and that was basically it. Just got a free city for himself. All right, so we're back to peace again. Oh, wow, look at this. Brennus is furious towards Ahsoka. Boy, that means that they were probably going to go to war. Again, I like Ahsoka's position unless Huayna Capac and Brennus attack him. Is it still possible to play Civ4 online? Yes, but it's a lot harder now that you have to run. I believe it still runs. I believe it runs through Steam now. But there are ways to do it, basically. Did Pakal get the free Great Artist? I don't know if he went for Music Tech. Did he? If he went for it, he certainly got it. No one else was in that part of the tech tree. Yes, he did. He went for the Music Free Great Artist. Good point. He could use it here at Chichen Itza if he wanted to. I still don't think he has much of a chance to flip this city, though. Not now that Kamala Dunham's hit 100 culture. Maybe. It's not impossible. Has Shaka... Alright, so Shaka did finally put down a 6th city down here. He still hasn't grabbed the silver yet. Anyway, so we're back at peace again for the time being. Not a good conflict for Huayna Capac, but we shall see. So probably the best thing that could happen for Ahsoka would be, while Huayna's at peace, would be for Brennus to declare war, and then Ahsoka to run over Brennus while he was not at war with, while it was just a 1v1 war. That would probably be the best possible outcome. And then absorb this territory. And if Ahsoka had the south, that southern territory, he'd be big enough that he could, you know, win a two-front war without any real problems. All right, Darius is building a fair amount of military. Shaka is probably planning another war because he's always planning another war. And he did. All right, Shaka did get another city down here. So Darius and Shaka have both reloaded to go for another round, basically. Threw down a few more cities to get ready for the next round. Can I check Chichen Itza's culture? Yeah. It's at 800 and it's pumping out 45 per turn. So yeah, it is outputting quite a lot of science. It's true. I wouldn't pick Shaka in this game. Shaka, wait, what? Is that guarding another? Is that another? All right, that's another guarding a worker stack, I think. Or just in reserve. That's the the Taoist shrine. So that was built by Brennus. He spread his religion a little more than I thought. Oh, wait, Shaka's declared war on Pakal? Well, that sounds suicidal. Oh, boy. Well, those people who had Shaka first to die are looking a lot better right now. I didn't see that happening. So Shaka does not have the same caliber of units. He's attacking against longbows with swords and axes, and that doesn't really work that well. Also, Pakal now has engineering tech, so he can build castles. Ah, boy. Why in the world did he declare war on Pakal instead of Darius? This will not end well. This means Shaka... Oh, and hello. And now Brennus is getting back into war. Interesting. So now Huayna Capac needs to join this war. Alright, well that was a lot. That was fast. Does Ahsoka have maces yet? I don't think he has civil service, but he does have crossbows, so yeah. Two fairly suicidal war declarations on either side here. So now's when... Let's look at the power bar graphs while we're at it. Alright, so there's Huayna Capac. Boy, he's spiking in power, so he is probably planning another war. And everybody else is basically the same. Well, he is building wealth in his capital, though. I don't know, maybe he's not planning another war. He certainly should. This is the time to strike back at Ahsoka. Well, we'll see. Maybe Brennus will even buy him into the war. We'll find out one way or the other. So Shaka, yeah, he just had everything just died. Because Ahsoka does have elephants. This is going to result in Shaka probably being the first one to die. Down here, Brennus is sieging up this city, but by the time he gets the walls down, he'll probably... there'll probably be a lot of defenders in that city. And Huayna Capac's in revolted to more militaristic civics. Alright, so Shaka just lost all his units, and this city is not well defended, nor is it on a hill. Oh, hello, that's a decent stack there. So there's been some fighting over here. This city actually could fall, and this city has the... Wait, I thought he was building the Apostolic Palace in here. Did that wonder finish, or no? No, he stopped building the Apostolic Palace when it was one turn away from completion. Where is it? Highlight it. Look at this, it's at 345 out of 360. I guess Ahsoka realized he needed to get more units in there. Huh. He stopped building it. Well, this city absolutely could be... Oh, hello. So here's different AI missions in action. So these units all have AI attack city, and these ones also have attack city. So they just move to the cities and they ignore each other. So you have two stacks moving past each other. Just going at it right there. Brennus somehow has feudalism as well, so I don't think he's going to lose much in the way of units here. I think he's going to lose. I think he can capture this city. That's a lot of catapults. What are the defenses at the city? All right, well, you're going to attack your next turn. Has Pakal captured a city yet? No, well, it won't be long. Darius could pile in here as well. But if Pakal gets all this territory, Pakal is going to be the runaway AI, which it looks like he will be. Dang it, I knew it would be Huayna Capac or Pakal. Well, Huayna's not out of this game yet. It's still early. Oh, yeah, look at this. Wow, Ahsoka just got slaughtered. Look at that. He attacked Gergovia. It didn't work. Look at this. And this city's going to fall to Brennus, of all people. Ha! One catapult on defense. Crazy. So Shaka's holding for the moment. Boy, he should sign peace with Pakal. If he's smart at all, he should get peace as soon as possible. Yeah, go Brennus. Look at this. Brennus, the city capture. Well, I didn't see that happening. But, yeah, Brennus. A well-timed war declaration, because Ahsoka did lose a lot of units in that war against Huayna Capac. Like, he captured this city, but he did lose a lot of units to do it. Interesting. Come on, Huayna Capac. Now is the time. Pile in here and capture all that sweet Indian territory. Cool. Every civ in the game... Huayna Capac's not at war. Neither is Darius. Darius isn't at war either. Yeah, I didn't see this war going well for Brennus either. Interesting. Pakal is now friendly with almost everyone in the game. He's friendly with Darius and Huayna Capac. He does not like Shaka, though. Does not like Shaka. Shaka, he's actually on good terms with Brennus and Huayna Capac. Boy, Huayna Capac has good relations with everyone other than Shaka and Ahsoka. And that's with +6 we care for our brothers and sisters of the faith. Yeah, that's true. I was telling Brennus he needed more land. He did. He made a great move. He picked a good moment to declare war. He caught Ahsoka kind of with the Indian leader's pants down there. Like, was not ready for that war. So that was a good move. Anyway, so civil service is done for Pakal. He now has maces. Maces and war elephants and longbows. Shaka, he will get feudalism, so he'll be able to defend, but he's not going to be able to attack. I guess he's pillaging stuff. He still hasn't lost any cities yet, so it's not a total disaster yet. But no one seems too close to elimination just yet. I guess Shaka's in the worst shape. Still, he hasn't lost a single city yet. Pakala's probably putting... Oh, wow, hey, look at this. Shaka. Well, that's a city on a hill with 60% defenses and longbows, so this is probably not going to do anything. But we can at least watch it and see if something happens. No. No, that did not work. Pikes and... Oh, Huayna's declaring on Darius. What? Not? Wow, okay. It would have been the perfect time to go for Ahsoka, but no, he goes for Darius instead. That does not make a lot of sense. Okay, well, here's your chance, Huayna, to get right back up with the leaders again, and that is a nice stack. Holy cow. He should get Tarsus. We'll see what he gets beyond that. Wow, okay, I didn't see that coming. His relations were so much worse with Ahsoka, though. I don't know. Where is his really... Like, even being at war with Darius, he's still only +3. He was annoyed with... I don't know. Makes no sense. Now every civ in the game's at war. Now everyone is at war, just as it should be. Alright, so where's the fighting taking place? Alright, Brennus is building up a stack. I don't know if he can do anything with that. It's going to be tough for him to make much more progress, though. Probably the big action is now at Tarsus with this big stack. And Huayna does have maces, so he's got a unit that can deal with longbows. He also just took out all the... Alright, so this city's going to fall. Darius is building the Colossus, so I think if Huayna is smart, he can snipe these cities in the north. Boy, that's a lot of stuff finishing. That's the Confucian Shrine, the Kong Miao. The Confucian Shrine is... Who founded that? That's the minority religion for Pakal. Yeah, he hasn't spread that at all, only 3. But it does add more culture to Chichen Itza, which is now at 56 culture per turn. You can see this poor city's getting swallowed up by culture. Alright, over here, Brennus is pushing north. Shaka hasn't lost anything yet, but will soon. And Tarsus is going to be attacked this turn by a huge stack. Yeah, that's what I expected. Boy, nice pickup there. Very nice pickup. He can grab... I mean, this city Bactra is poorly defended. Huayna should just continue heading north. He can actually move there, and, you know, hit that city on, like, the next turn. Yeah, if he snipes off the north here, even if he doesn't make any progress into the core of Persia, he could cripple Darius right here. Yeah, everyone's just attacking anyone they want. This is definitely World War I right now. That's a good... I think you're right, Sleeping Dragon. He probably started plotting war when he still had the 10-turn peace treaty with Ahsoka. That's quite possible. I like that theory. Because he would look through and he'd say, "Oh, I can't plot war with Ahsoka because I'm still at peace with him." That's very possible. So yeah, Pakal is still pushing culture. Pakal is not pushing this war that aggressively. I'm kind of shocked he hasn't captured this city that's right on his borders yet. And Shaka's had enough time to get a longbow in there. A longbow, just one, not a lot, but has some units up there. Let's see, where's is this stack going to move forward? No. Oh, what are you doing, Huayna? Why did you move back here? Push on to Bactra. So we had another religion founded. That's probably what's normally Taoism, philosophy. That must be the philosophy religion. Let's see who got it. It must be Pakal again. Yep, Pakal. Yet again. There it is in Lakamba. Double holy city. But Judaism is a minority religion. It probably won't do too much. He's up to 23 cities with Christianity in them now. Alright, again, you guys, it's too early in the game to be looking at culture. I know everybody loves to talk about culture victories. It's way too early. Pakal's third city has 1,000 culture. I mean, we're early in the game. Let's at least get to turn 200 before we start worrying too much about culture, okay? Everybody likes to discuss the culture victory. Anyway, this is I don't know, how much defense does this city have? There's only one longbow here. This could work. This is an attack that could succeed, especially if there's no maces in this city. I am shocked at how well Brennus is doing in this war. Alright, so there's now 2 longbows and a pike, but those catapults will not do any... Well, this stack's heavy on catapults. It has few actual attacking units, so probably not. But those catapults are terrible defenders, so maybe. And Robert E. Lee, the great general chariot. Okay, that's a bit random. So Darius does still have a chance to be first to die. I don't know where these units are going. I guess they went to heal or something. Why they didn't just push on to Bactra is beyond me. Huayna I guess, is just preparing for his next push, but... Anyway, and yeah, Shaka's still not being molested right now. Maybe that's the wrong word. I shouldn't say molested, but he's still not being attacked right now. By the way, if this city were to be captured, it would be swallowed up by Incan culture. So Brennus wouldn't even gain that much from it. Let's see. He's going to attack this turn. All right, so here we go. Here's the attack pushing forward on Bactra. There we go. So Huayna is reassembled, and he should get that city without any real trouble. All right, let's see what happens here. Oh, wow. Brennus is going to capture this city. Jeez. Look at that. There's almost nothing in here now. Man. And yeah, here comes Huayna. He's going to get that city. Shaka is... Wow, Pakal is just not pushing this, is he? Just not pushing this. Yeah, Darius, I believe, did lose his horses. I think that's right. Yeah, he did lose them. Remember last Saturday? Yeah, I know, I know. Everybody kept saying I was like, no, we're not going to have a cultural win, and I didn't think we would. I'm more interested in seeing what happens at Pataliputra. All right, so it was reinforced, but geez, there it goes, captured. Man, Ahsoka, what is he doing? He's losing this war, straight up. He's losing to the guy who was in last place in score. That's unbelievable. Just not a good fighter, I suppose. Darius, man, or not Darius. I need Darius to die, so I stop calling Brennus Darius. Why hasn't that Brennus city have no chance? Yeah, it does. I was saying that. Okay, so I thought it had no chance to flip, and that was before it built. That was before the Sistine Chapel and the Mausoleum and Shwedagon Playa and the Temple of Artemis were built. Yeah, this city very much is a flip risk now, definitely. That was before all the wonders were built in Chichen Itza. Now it is very much a flip risk, absolutely. Yeah, this war is probably going to cripple Ahsoka. He won't be doomed from this. I don't think Ahsoka dies from this war, but I think he's weakened to the point where Huayna Capac maybe comes back later and finishes him off. Because Huayna's going to get a lot out of this war. Bacter just fell. Like, these are good cities up here, and they're very safe cities. They're not threatened by anyone. All right. Well, here's Darius. All right, so Darius does have a stack. He's finally moving this up here. Darius does finally have a stack. Let's see what he does with it. Has Pakal made any move against Shaka yet? No? That guy is too peaceful. Look at this. He's building markets and workers. That guy's too peaceful for his own good sometimes. Anyway. So, yeah, Brennus is healing up. I can't believe that Ahsoka is losing this war. This is crazy. He should not be... Brennus should not be doing this well. By the way, Pakal is already on... Oh, look at this. Huayna Capax on guilds. Oof. That's a critical tech. If he can start building knights, that would tear through anything that Darius has right now. Darius doesn't have that much. No, it's not a bug. Okay, the reason why it's not a bug is... See now it's showing up? It's because the units were suppressing the flip. The more units in the city, the easier it is to prevent the city from flipping. He had like 4 units in that city last turn, and the culture... With the culture only being just over 50... See, like it's 46-53, that's not a huge edge. If there's like 2 or 3 units, that's enough to stop the flip from happening. But if it tips up to like 70%, then you need like 15 units to stop the flip from happening. So basically the answer is units in a city lower the chance for a revolt to happen. So yeah, there's going to be a big battle up. Ooh, I was going to say there's going to be a big battle here, but Darius already got hit by catapults. Like, these units got catapulted, that's why they're low. Yeah, even if Huayna Capac captures no more cities from this war, he's already made huge strides because he's got almost all of this corner. Yeah, he'd love to capture... Obviously, he'd love to capture all the cities, but just snipping off the northern little corner there is huge for him. Anyway, so yeah, now... And Pataliputra could very easily flip to the Inca as well. Well, no, it wouldn't be... No, never mind. It wouldn't flip to the Inca unless Bombay and Ollantaytambo were taken out. So no, that's not going to happen. Long term, maybe, but not immediately. All right, Battle of Tarsus. Boy, that spinny thing is going for a while. Tarsus just popped borders, apparently. Looks like Darius is not succeeding with this attack, because these units are all dying. Oh no, not Robert E. Lee! The AI rarely attaches great generals to units. They almost always will use them as super specialists in cities. Like, watch, their capitals, I don't even have to look. This capital's already, like, they always put them in their capitals, super specialists. When they do attach them to units, they tend to die pretty quickly, though, because the AI doesn't do a good job of keeping them alive. Yeah, some of those wonders in Chichen Itza have already doubled in culture. After 1,000 years, they double in culture. So Artemis doubled and Mausoleum doubled in culture. And remember, it's 1,000 years, it's not turn-based, it's year-based. So the earlier you build them, the faster they double. Anyway, there is a little skirmish going on up here. Maybe Pakal will finally capture a city from Shaka. Shaka's doing his best, but he still hasn't captured, or somehow Pakal still has not taken a city from Shaka. I don't understand it myself. He is on machinery now, so will be able to build crossbows after that. And up here, I think that this Darius stack's going to get cleaned up pretty soon. Yep. And they're all dead. So Darius, that big stack did nothing. It just died. Meanwhile, over here, It looks like Brennus is still healing. He's almost healed up in Pataliputra. Boy, it's going to be very hard for him to reinforce this city. I think this might get recaptured by Ahsoka, just because it's hard for Brennus to get units up there. But look at this. Ollantaytambo is barely defended by anything right now, so I don't know. Meanwhile, over here, boy, Shaka is defending himself well. We thought he might just get cleaned up, but look, he is still defending himself. Shocking. I don't know how he's doing this. Let's check the bar graphs just for power. Oh boy, wow, that's Huayna Capac. Jeez, he's way ahead in power. So look at this, Ahsoka, Brennus even. Shaka is barely even behind Pakal, man. And Huayna Capac's about to land guilds and start building knights. So yeah, this is not good for Darius. The elephants just took a snack on that sword and munched straight through him. It does look like Darius is going for Susa next, which is probably a mistake. He should probably grab Sardis. I suppose if he captured Susa, he could back grab that pretty easily, but I would go for the easy target first. Let's see. Ahsoka and Brennus, no big stacks here. Like, there's a little stack here, but look, it's a chariot and 5 catapults. That's going to die really fast. Isn't it funny how this war's been entirely in Ahsoka's territory? Like, Brennus has not been fighting in his own territory at all, so that's weird. Shaka is still holding fast down here. Still holding out. Is Ahsoka starting the AP Chiefs? Well, he almost built it in Agra. It was one turn from finishing, and he canceled it, which proved to be a good idea because it would have been captured by Brennus if he had stuck on it. So, yeah, he built like 90% of the wonder and then canceled it. All right, well... Oh, man, that's a lot of units. Jeez. Oh, boy. Well, if Susa gets captured, Darius is really up the creek. Pakal is on education right now, so keep that in mind. But, geez, maybe Darius can still be first to die. I'm thinking Shaka, but Huayna Capac is pounding Darius right now. Over here, again, I think Ahsoka has a good... Yeah, Ahsoka, I think, has a good chance to recapture this city. I think he's got a good chance to get this. Because Darius is... freaking A. Brennus is out of steam. Yeah, Pakal is on the liberalism line, at least. Brennus is out of steam right now. And Ahsoka, remember, Ahsoka's a lot bigger in terms of size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cities against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, no, actually, Brennus has more cities. He has 8 to 7, but Pataliputra is pretty useless right now. How many cities does Huayna Capac have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's the most anybody has. Pakal has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. But Huayna Capac, if he can break Darius, he will be in the lead by a lot. And he just cleaned up another stack right there. So he got attacked, but he cleaned up all of Darius's units, and now his units will heal for a turn or a couple turns. Just heal up with the medic unit. If they're smart, they'll move next to the city and start bombarding while they're healing. Darius just doesn't have much left. Shaka somehow is still holding Bulawayo. I believe, I don't get it either, but he is holding it. There does seem to be a good stack building in Kalakmul, though. So maybe that will be enough to break through. And Pataliputra is getting lower and lower. Like, there's just no way for Brennus to reinforce this city. And there's Indian knights on the scene now, too. There you go. So India has knights, and that means bad things, because there's really no units that can stand up to knights. He actually might be able to recapture Agra, too, after this. Brennus, if he's smart, would sign peace. Like, that's what he should do. He should sign peace. Like, now. So these units are healing with the medic unit. Probably move in another turn. There's a random war elephant who apparently wants to go attack Sardis by itself. Sardis does only have a longbow and a sword, so not much in there. And Shaka here, well, it's not that much. I mean, the Trebs are decent, but look, Shaka's got a pretty good stack himself there. So yeah, the big action right now is in the west, where Brennus is slowly losing this war. Like, he's doing his best, but the longer this war goes on, the worse it is for him. Ahsoka should be able to right the ship with enough time. Of course, while that's been going on... Oh, hello. Where's this stack going? Is it going to Pasargadae instead? I don't know. That wouldn't make a lot of sense, but it could be heading there. Yeah, but while this has been going on, Huayna Capac's kind of been shooting ahead up there in the north. Like, if Ahsoka... I don't know. Ahsoka could be in good position if he can absorb all of the Celtic territory. Yeah, he's going for Pasargadae. It makes no sense at all. I don't get it. Well, he wants this city, I guess. It's certainly not a bad city, but you'd think you'd go for that. Oh, well, now there's a... Wow. This city is actually going to be captured by that war elephant and this knight. That's how good knights are. The knight just ran in and killed the longbow. Oh my god, great people, ahoy. Great generals everywhere. And look at this. Even though Shaka doesn't control the first ring tile of Bulawayo, he's still holding the city for the time being. Still holding it. Also, that iron, remember that iron resource that got stolen from Pakal? Yeah, he's gotten that back, because he has a lot more culture than Shaka does over here. Has Pataliputra been captured back yet? No, it's still holding out valiantly for the moment. Not much longer, though, I don't think. Those Indian knights should capture it. Also, so a random wandering knight took out Sardis. I can't believe it. A knight and an elephant just wandered up here and got it. Okay, Apostolic Palace was built, but not by Ahsoka. Who built it? Maya. Okay, figures. Maya got it. So it was built by Pakal, and he is on liberalism. Close-up of the Incan Knight? Sure. I think this is fairly standard. No, this is the... Wow, why do they have, like, the Roman knight graphic? I don't know. It's kind of weird. Looks like the Roman horse archer a little bit. Oh, no, it's not. It's a Mesoamerican. Wow, they've got, like, the Jaguar warrior helmets. That's pretty cool. Also very historically inaccurate, since there were no horses in the Americas before Europeans arrived there. So very historically inaccurate. But hey, maybe if they had had horses, that's what Incan knights would have looked like. Your hope is now for Pakal culture. Hey, it could happen. But he's a long way away. Alright, if you guys want to see, he's gone all the way from 1700 culture to 2400 culture. I mean, he does have 3 cities in Mutol, Lakamba, and Chichen Itza. These are cities that have a lot of culture, so it is possible. It's certainly not out of the window. It's actually more likely in this game than it was in the last game. Like, it's certainly not... I can definitely see it happening. Oh, by the way, so Huayna Capac's stack got attacked again, but they're just going to heal again with that medic unit. So Darius continues to throw units at this stack and not kill it. Check the power again real quickly. Yeah, Huayna... See, like, Darius continues to lose units, and Huayna is not losing units. So his stack is just getting bigger and bigger as time goes on. Also, he's got a lot of knights running around now, so... Yeah, I think Darius is doomed here. I think as long as this war continues, I think Darius is going to die. And Pataliputra will probably be captured in another turn or two. There's 1 catapult left in this city. So, yeah, that's not going to last. Alright. So now this stack is moved up. How many units are in this stack, by the way? 21. That's pretty good. This city is not on a hill. It has... What's in here? I'm trying to see what's in on this tile. It's a little hard to see. I think there's 2 longbows. Well, anyway, it's certainly not enough. With the catapults and the trebuchets, that'll get taken out pretty quickly. Yeah, so anyway. Shaka... somehow, some way, continues to hold his city, and Pataliputra should be captured this turn by Ahsoka, which will be a big boost to him. Alright, so he did get the city back. By being captured and recaptured, though, look, it's lost all its infrastructure, so... That's a big help to Ahsoka. And Pakal has made peace with Shaka, and they... Alright, so Shaka made peace in exchange for giving away his city. So that was a pretty disastrous war for Shaka, but... He did not get eliminated, which is the main thing, as far as that's concerned. Alright, yeah, this stack is... So Pasargadae should fall pretty soon. Now, the question is, can Brennus hold this city? Can he hold Agra? That, I have no idea. Shaka's the Hammurabi of this game? Yeah, kind of trolling around. I don't think Shaka survives. I'm not sure if Shaka survives to the end of this game. Alright, so Pasargadae should fall on the next turn. A lot of catapults here for collateral damage, and then a lot of units to attack. So yeah, the question now is, can Ahsoka recapture Agra? I don't know, we'll find out. Pasargadae should be captured. Oh, well, not captured on this turn. There's 1 very brave pike still holding out there. See, this is the problem for Ahsoka. He'll be okay in this war against Brennus, but look... He's the worst enemy of Huayna Capac and Shaka. So once Darius is dead, which he should be, you know Huayna Capec's going to turn and deal with, and he'll go after Ahsoka next. But Pakal went to free religion. That actually could shake up the diplomacy a little bit. I want to check the glance tab again. All right, so that means he loses the Christianity bonus with a lot of these leaders. He actually improved his relations with Ahsoka. Look at this. He's friendly with Huayna Capac. So the two leaders in the center of the map seem to have a pretty strong relationship. Although Huayna's only pleased towards Pakal, but otherwise they're friendly. But there's not a lot of friendly on the map right now, is there? This relationship, boy, these two do not like each other at all. And yeah, Shaka doesn't like Ahsoka. He doesn't like Darius. Huayna Capac doesn't like Ahsoka, and he doesn't like Darius. Yeah, well, that's not a surprise there. And Shaka is still not liked that much. He's not liked by Ahsoka. He's not liked by Darius. He's not liked by Pakal. Who does like him? Brennis. Brennis love. Right, so Brennis and Shaka love each other because they have the same religion. But nobody else really likes Shaka. Shaka's a hard person to get along with. All right, so Pasargadae, it falls there. Surprising it wasn't captured last turn. Pakal does take liberalism. That's not a surprise. Let's see what he grabbed with it. He took military tradition with it. Wow. That's an odd choice. You don't see that very often. I guess it's because he already had nationalism. He's like, well, I'll just take the next tech past it. But usually you take constitution if you're going to do that. So, military tradition. Of course, he doesn't have gunpowder tech, so it's useless. But he does have it. Is he building the Taj Mahal anywhere? Not yet. He will soon, though. And this city has a 1% chance. Might be able to hold out. Over here, looks like Darius. Darius. Why do I think his name is Darius? I've said this like 5 times. Probably more than that. Brennis has cleaned up another little push here. One good thing for Darius, the actual Darius, the Persian leader, is he's finished engineering tech. So now he's going to pop up castles, and it's going to take forever for someone to capture his cities because they'll have to be bombarded down to 0. He's still going to die, but it's going to take longer. Maybe he can survive long enough to get a peace treaty now, but he's in bad shape. Actually, Shaka might take him out. Ahsoka has researched Divine Right, and he has founded Islam with it. Wow, Islam actually getting founded at Divine Right. That's kind of funny. Shaka might very well declare war on Darius, because Darius is pretty weak right now. And Huayna Capac's healing his units after that last attack. He has some random knights running around too. Wait, Darius has almost nothing in this city. And hey, there it is. Wow, I called that one. So yeah, Shaka is going in here, and that's going to seal the fate of Darius. He will be first to die. So that prediction looks like it will work out, after all. Darius was the strong favorite for first to die. Good move by Shaka. He can pick up a little territory for himself here. Maybe. It will depend a little bit on turn order, but yeah. So Gordium looks like the next target of both of these two. We'll see who actually gets the city. I think because Shaka moves second in turn order, he'll be the one to get this. But yeah, Darius is definitely, he dead, as we like to say. Yeah, no, not joining the war, sorry. Yeah, so this city will fall. What's going on over here? All right, so there's an Ahsoka stack sieging up Agra, but I think this city will be okay. Well, the problem is there's only a mace and a knight for actual attackers. The rest are all siege. So I think that city is fine for the time being. I think that's fine for the time being. Okay. Anyway. Look at this. Huayna Capac's not even going for Gordium. He's heading straight for Persepolis once that capital, I suppose. Did the attack come in here yet? No. Still has not made that attack yet. Still just the mace and the knight for the actual attackers. Interesting. But Gordium should fall this turn. These knights are running around pillaging or doing something. Maybe they're coming down to join in the attack on Persepolis. AI has some weird pathfinding stuff sometimes. So Gordium falls. And now the long, slow siege of Persepolis begins. And we'll have a real question of who captures this city. It's actually not that many units sieging up Persepolis. Great general being born. A lot of great generals. Oh, Shaka's got another. Boy, Shaka's going to get a lot of the rewards here. Oh boy, here comes another Huayna Capac stack. Oh boy, but he's going to be sieging up this city forever. He has 1 catapult in this stack. He'd be better off if there were no catapults in this stack. He'd just attack and capture it. So Shaka finally did get a Persian city. That's correct. But I think Huayna Capac will get the others, the other two, Susa and Persepolis. There's some RNG luck involved in that. Over here, the attack on Agra has been defended for the moment. For the moment, it has. A lot of catapults on defense, though, and they are terrible defenders. So we'll keep the focus over in Darius territory. Oh, God. He's going to bombard this city at 1% per turn. Isoroku Yamamoto has died in combat. Look at this. If this stack just didn't have the catapult, they would just attack and they'd capture the city instantly. But look, because there's one catapult in here, they will now bombard this city at 2% per turn. It's one of the frustrating things. Boy, that attack at Ekbatana did not work. Shaka actually failed in his attack on that city. So Shaka did not capture that city. The Persepolis stack is much faster because there's a, 3 catapults and a Treb in there. So what will probably happen is Huayna Capac will capture this, and then he'll march up and capture Susa because it'll take that long for the city to fall. And yeah, Agra has nothing but catapults in it now, which is kind of amusing. Let's see what's... These knights are... Yeah, those knights are the danger. If this war continues, Ahsoka will probably get this eventually. By the way, Huayna's moved into first place in score for the time being. I wonder if Shaka's random war elephant could troll capture Persepolis. It could happen. A little unlikely, but it's possible. And up here, 94%. Yeah, that catapult, if that catapult weren't there, it would actually be much easier. Why is... I just noticed that. Apparently I typed part of Chipotle in the chat. You guys know I love that Chipotle. This city needs more longbows for defense. It only has 1. He is building another longbow, though. The cultural defenses are mostly gone. But because there's no roads over here, Ahsoka seems to be struggling to get his units down there. 47 more turns of siege. Again, I think there'll be more units moved up there eventually. Persepolis is getting low, though. So Ahsoka finishes Sankor. He has a lot of religious buildings. And look, Ahsoka made peace with Brennus. Did he get Agra? Alright, so he did get Agra back. So all that fighting amounted to nothing because Ahsoka ends up right back where he started. But note that Ahsoka went from being in first place in score to being behind in score. And Ahsoka's teching has been slowed a bit too. So all of that, Brennus basically did a huge favor to Huayna Capac there. It's basically bought time for Huayna Capac to run over here and kill Darius. And then Huayna Capac can turn and kill Ahsoka later. Did Chipotle cater... I don't know if they catered a lot during development. I didn't know about the Chipotle thing. Well, no, that's not true. I did know about that during development. It's just a food that the developers like Chipotle, basically. They like the food. There's a lot of Chipotles in this area. And the guys who work at Firaxis like Chipotle. Shaka is going to get this city, by the way. It's down to just 1 mace, as a huge civic swap comes in from Ahsoka and Brennus, not Darius, Brennus. Down to 88%, only 44, what is it, only 44 turns to go. But Persepolis is almost down to 0, and they'll attack there. So Ekbatana is captured. If Shaka hurries up, he might have a chance to troll capture Persepolis here. Alright, no, never mind. Too late. Too slow, Shaka. But Shaka did get 2 cities, Gordium and Ekbatana, which is good for him. Helping offset the fact of losing Bulawayo. And now there's only 1 city left. Were there any wonders in here? The great... Ooh! Yes! Yes, there were. Oh, man. These are big... the Statue of Zeus is in Pakal's hands. Pakal, yes. Answered in the chat, I see already. Is Pakal building the chat at all? Building Taj at all? He should be. Yes. All right. He is building Taj. He will get this in 6 turns. Pakal does have Mausoleum as well, so he will get the extended Golden Age from that. Oh boy. Check out Port Camalodunum. Still not that much of a flip risk yet. It's only half of 1%, but look, it's surrounded by his culture. Anyway, the fact that this has both the Great Lighthouse and the Colossus, that's big because Huayna has quite a few coastal cities. Like, look at all the trade routes he's getting. Wow, he's actually getting 5 trade routes. He needs to open borders with someone. He's in Mercantilism Civic, I bet. That's why he's not getting any trade route income. But look, that's a lot of trade routes, and all the water tiles are for commerce. He's financial plus Colossus. I mean, that's a lot. That's a very significant wonder that Huayna Capac just picked up right there. So that will help him quite a bit. That was not trivial at all, getting the Great Lighthouse and the Colossus. Now the push will be for Susa. Yeah, I'm not helping you. You're dead, buddy. You're so dead. All right, so even if this is captured by Shaka, it'll be surrounded by Incan culture, and it's probably will end up being an Incan city eventually anyway. Here comes Shaka. He's going to help bombard the... Wait, is this an all siege stack? All right, enough with your request spam. Oh, come on. Enough with the request spam, you guys. Yes, it's an all siege stack. Oh my god. Shaka the helper. He's like, I'm helping. He's just going to come up here to knock the borders down so Huayna Capac can capture the city. Remember, siege units can't kill, so they can't actually capture cities. That's so nice of Shaka to do that. Or did he sign peace? No, never mind. He turned around and walked backwards. Never mind. I guess he's not doing that. So Huayna has just triggered a golden age. Judaism, Jewish shrine built. That shrine should have like no following. That's a minority religion. So the vultures are circling, basically. That's what's going on now. We also just had circumnavigation. That should be... I was going to say Pakal, but I guess it's Ahsoka. Oh, because Pakal's landlocked. Pakal can't circumnavigate. He has no harbors. He's got one city on the coast surrounded by ice. So Ahsoka is the first to circumnavigate. So who's going to get this city? Shaka actually has a chance to get it. Because he does have a little stack here. And there's not that many... Well, Darius has been cranking out the longbows, so Huayna will probably get this. Shaka will help him take out the borders. What is it down to? 34%. We'll see in a minute. Anyway, we'll do like a big check of diplomacy and bar graphs once this war is over. It'll be a convenient time to do that. All right, who's going to get it? All right, defenses are gone. Well, Huayna moves first in turn order, so... Oh, wow, and Ahsoka's converted... Ooh... Ahsoka's converted to his own self-founded religion. Well, he has probably marked himself for death. Pakal did build the Taj Mahal. Boy, this poor city is not in good shape. 98. Well, yeah, Pakal's pumping out some real culture. He actually has a decent chance of winning by culture. Anyway, so yeah, Huayna's going to capture this because he moves before Shaka in turn order, and he has way more units than Shaka. So there we go. Huayna Capac gets the kill. And we have our first elimination. Darius is first to die. 5 points for most people. Most people did pick Darius for first to die. Not everyone, though. I think it was about 2/3 of the people picked him first to die. All right, so Huayna's first and Pakal's second right now. That's what I want to see. So let's mark it in. Let's jot that down, shall we? All right. I'll go back to the screen for a second so you guys can see this a little bit better. All right, so first eliminated, Darius. That's 5 points for 40. We had 40. So it's actually about half of people had Darius. So see, not everybody had Darius. About half. All right. Darius, mark it on the bracket. He's first to die. In last place. He had a bit of a rough starting position, but he's just not a good AI leader either. And Huayna Capac ties for the lead on the Golden Boot Award with his third kill of the match. He's tied with, who is it? Caesar has 3, but it was only Caesar. Caesar's eliminated, so he doesn't have a chance to get any more kills. So Huayna is your early favorite for that particular category. All right, let's go back to Civ4 here for a second. Okay. So that was a very productive war for Huayna Capac. He has taken the score lead, the territory lead. He is in very good shape. So next turn, just to advance it 1 turn. And all right, now let's look and see where we stand. So diplomacy is first. This is most important. We want to see who dislikes who. Well, as it turns out, everybody dislikes Ahsoka. He doesn't like anyone. Look at this, -2, -1. I guess he is okay with Pakal, but he doesn't really like Pakal that much either. And nobody likes him. He dislikes everyone, and everyone dislikes him. So Ahsoka is probably doomed. He is probably the next one to die. That's because his peace weight is killing his relations with everyone, and He's in a religion that no one else is practicing. Oh no, never mind. He just went free religion. Well, he was. He just went free religion. But that helps, but not enough. Not enough, I don't think. Not in good shape. Darius is the big gems farm in the sky. Very nice. Alright, so yeah, Ahsoka is not well liked by anyone. Aside from Ahsoka, what are the other potentials for wars? Well, not too many. Brennis is cautious towards Huayna because of the different religions, and he's only cautious towards Pakal as well. And then Shaka doesn't like Pakal that much, and Pakal doesn't like Shaka that much because he declared war on Shaka. Actually, Pakal doesn't really like anyone that well. No, he likes Brennis, and he's friendly with Huayna Capac. The two Mesoamerican leaders, Huayna and Pakal, have been on very good terms the whole game. So, wow, he has a size 18 capital? Jeez. Well, he does have, like, every happiness resource in the game now, so... Alrighty, so that's all good. Let's look then at the bar graphs. Pakal is still ahead in GMP by a lot, but Huayna is not that... Oh, never mind. Pakal's in a golden age, so this is not that reliable. Is he also in a golden age? I think they're both in golden ages. Yeah, I think they're both in a golden age right now. So let's wait until they get out of golden ages. What is the research rate? Sure, we can check that real quick. So Ahsoka's at 500, 494. Brennis is not there. 845. Wow. 821. Wow. Well, I think we see who our leaders are. Yep. I think we see who our two game leaders are. All right. Well, it was predicted they are our two favorites. The question is which one can actually take a victory in this game. The two of them are definitely the favorites. All right. So yes, Huayna Capac was. I'm going to wait until they're both out of golden ages, and then I want to check their all their numbers. So Pakal went into Emancipation. Where are they on the tech? Oh, and Free Market. Jeez. Of course, Huayna Capac has just captured cities, and they're still coming out of resistance. So presumably, Huayna Capac's numbers will go up as he continues to, get these Persian cities. Wow, like this is, oh man, this is such a nice city. Now, if you would just swap to Free Market and get out of mercantilism. Again, I want to, so we'll, yeah, as I said, we'll wait for Pakal's golden age to end, and we'll check the numbers then, because it's a little unfair when Pakal's in a golden age and everyone else is not. Anyway, so more, oh, and now Ahsoka's in a golden age, great. Ahsoka has, whoa, boy, he's got a lot of knights. A lot of knights. Anyone building up for another war? So Huayna Capac is not in war mode, he's in peace mode, he's building observatories everywhere. So is Pakal, he's building banks and observatories, smart things to build. Everybody's, they're both on scientific method. They're like neck and neck in tech too. Neck and neck in tech, yeah. Sounded good. So Camalodunum has not flipped yet. It's looking increasingly grim down here though. And Pakal has managed to get up to a decent number of cities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 cities. It's about average though. Shaka is doing a little better than I thought too. But like Shaka and Brennis are just so far behind in tech, they're going to get smashed if they ever get caught in another war, which they probably will. Ahsoka, I don't think there's any conceivable way Ahsoka can make it to the end of this game without finding himself in another war. He is not well liked. And I still don't understand why they haven't settled a city here to take advantage of that fish. So Susa finally came out of resistance as well. So now all of the Incan cities are out of resistance. Let's see, Pakal's on communism. Huayna Capac researched something that only took one turn. Poor Gordium. This could be culturally pressured too from these two cities. They're outputting a lot more culture. Well, not that much. Actually, not that much at all. Civ spy specialists look like the Phantom of the Opera. A little bit. I think they just look like a generic spy. Yeah, they do. You're right. They do. It's just like a generic spy, but yes. I can see that. Alright, Jesus, Pakal out of his golden age yet? I know he has the mausoleum, but geez, that thing lasts forever. Find out by checking tiles. Nah, he's still in a golden age. He's getting the bonus production. You can see it. Yeah, so we've had a lot of people say the middle civs are not good ones to pick, but as I've said, it's kind of like a high-risk, high-reward thing. Sometimes being in the middle of the map can actually be really good. You have access to a lot of land. Boy, look at all these knights. All these Indian knights just running around. This is kind of a lull in the game, but I do think we'll have more action. There's a random great prophet from Ahsoka wandering around. The spinny thing is going. That means, often means something's happening. It means the game's thinking. And there it is. Pakal is declared on Ahsoka. Alright. Here we go. I figured something had happened. So, Pakal and Ahsoka are fighting over this city. Alright, so Pakal's Golden Age has ended. Let me mark the war before I forget about it. 7. Not that high. I also wonder if we'll see any... Ooh, will we see any crazy Apostolic Palace shenanigans here? Ooh, what would happen if Ahsoka used the Apostolic... Well, no, wait. Can he even use the AP? Because he's not in the AP religion anymore. He's in... I don't know. Can he even use that if he's in free religion? I don't think he can, right? No, Mansa's in next week's game, so we will see Mansa Musa. Anyway, let's look at the bar graphs. Pakal is now out of his Golden Age. Alright, so GMP, again, he's really high, but that's partly due to the Golden Age. It's also partly due to his culture. You can see clearly 3 tiers here on that. Alright, so there's the production. Alright, so there's him dropping out of his Golden Age on production. That was Huayna Capec's Golden Age. Food, wow. Okay, so this is why I like Huayna Capec's long-term position. That food is good. Power, quite good. Pakal's power is actually lower than Ahsoka's, so that's kind of interesting. Culture. Yes, Pakal does have the most culture, as expected. No, you're right. Pakal has the AP. You're right, but Pakal's also in free religion, so it doesn't really matter. All right, you guys are correct. Pakal is the one who landed that. Good point. All right, so yeah, looks like a fight over Olente Tambo. Now the question is, how much longer until someone joins this war? Because somebody will join the war against. Boy, look at this. Huayna Capac is taking advantage of this peace to build observatories and universities in like all his cities. Man, that is a smart move. Anyway, I don't think it'll be too long before someone joins this war. And Brennus has already joined the war because he's in I can see it right now. He wouldn't get open borders with Ahsoka. Wow, that didn't take long at all. Okay. One turn. Took one turn to get another war declaration. And Brennus is back with knights this time. So yeah, everybody's kind of got the same tech level. They all have medieval tech right now. No one has pushed through and gotten the next level of tech. Huayna Capac has he has gunpowder, but he doesn't have military tradition yet. So muskets themselves are actually not especially great units. Anyway, so Ole Tambo is held for the moment, but this is not good news for Ahsoka. Why is Pakal building a settler? Why not? This dude, oh my god, look at this dude. War with Brennus, worst enemy of Brennus, worst enemy of Huayna Capac, war with Pakal, worst enemy of Pakal, worst enemy of Shaka. As I said, this was not a good map set up for the high piece weight civs. Just not a good situation for them. It's what should have happened to Pericles in last week's game, but strangely didn't happen. Yeah, Brennus, second might be a little tricky, but hey, he can maybe pick up some more territory. Maybe. Although he does have to contend with castles here. Strangely quiet war so far. Units dying, but it doesn't look like any cities are really in danger of changing hands. At least not yet. Brennus probably has the best chance here, but it's going to take him a while. Does Brennus have engineering? Yes, he does. He has castles in his cities. I was wondering because I didn't see any trebuchets in his stack. The others certainly do. Huayna Capac to pile on? I wouldn't be shocked. He does not like Ahsoka at all. Yeah, looks to be in peaceful builder mode right now, though. He'd actually do better to build up for a while and then hit like 10 to 15 turns from now when he has like gunpowder and military tradition techs. Wait, no, he has gunpowder. When he has, well, Pakal's on the rifling line, I think. We should actually probably look at their tech trees because we haven't done that in a while. All right, so they both went the communism physics route through scientific method for some unknown reason, but now Pakal's on the rifling line, and you know those units will chew through anything Ahsoka has. Huayna Capac, boy, he's a little further behind in tech than I thought. Pakal is certainly ahead. Pakal already has democracy and communism and physics, and meanwhile Huayna, yeah, he's missing those techs. He's going for corporation, which will obsolete his Great Lighthouse. Amusingly enough. Yeah, so Pakal is actually further ahead in tech than I thought. Huayna's in second. Like, he's ahead of Ahsoka, who could go for rifling, but probably won't. And Brennus and Shaka are so far behind, they're almost not even worth discussing at this point. Shaka's going for military tradition. Actually, Shaka's ahead of Brennus in tech. Wow, Brennus is Brennus is probably 20 techs behind Pakal right now. Yeah, Cavs especially would rip him up pretty good. So yeah, Huayna Capac probably should sit back and tech for a little bit. Still, if Pakal grabs all of the land, grabs all of this Indian territory, he'll be an absolute monster, even more than he already is. So, Huayna Capac might want to get involved in this war just to steal some land for himself. We'll know when he's planning on it because he'll start building units in all his cities. Hasn't done it yet. Anyway, so these are the front lines right here. This is what we got to watch. Also, you can never sleep on Shaka, remember. Shaka rarely goes long without declaring war on somebody, so I wouldn't be shocked if he ran all the way across the map to declare war on Ahsoka too. Anyway, Ahsoka is actually doing pretty well at the very start of this war. I don't think this can last long term, but he's actually holding off the attacks for the moment, fighting them back. It's like he's killing these Pakal units pretty well. Although the Cuirassier against Knight matchup is good for Pakal. See, Cuirassier will attack and then they'll survive and then they'll promote, whereas the Knights will just keep dying. 7 turns to Cavs, yeah, less than that now because of the delay on the Twitch stream. Agra should be attacked soon by that. Yeah, but like, look, the city held. Pakal will have to put together another stack to take the city. Now, he does have another stack forming back here. He's rallying them to Uxmal here, and he is building Cuirassier. But, yeah, for the moment, Ahsoka's defending. I don't think that's going to last long term. Does Shaka have open borders? Yeah, he'll have open borders with... I can see his units in Pakal's territory and in Huayna Capac's territory. I can see the little red dots. So, yeah, he's on good terms with a lot of the other leaders. So that city's holding... Oh, what the? Shaka declares on Pakal. Well, that could also happen, I guess. Pakal the troll, or Shaka the troll strikes again. Our ninth war of the match. Wow, Shaka the troll. I swear this. I don't get it. All right, so Shaka has decided he's going to attack. He's out for revenge. This city's not very well defended. He can probably take this one, but... Oh, I missed the angry Pakal face. I should have watched that. Well, unfortunately for Shaka, Pakal just finished rifling tech, so yeah. Refused to stop trading with our worst enemy. Well, yeah, so Shaka attacked that rifle and it killed everything. So, Shaka. This will probably help Ahsoka hold out, though, because Pakal will have to focus on 2 enemies at once, and we know how badly they do it with that. And currently, Huayna Capac is still building infrastructure. Let's check the power bar graphs again, shall we? Well, everybody's pretty close in power. Look at this. That was when Pakal got... Boy, he got mauled at the start of this war. I don't know what happened, but his stack didn't work, so Huayna's still way ahead of everybody if he decides to jump into one of these wars. Look at the diplomacy real quick, too. Oh, boy, Ahsoka, everybody hates him. Shaka's building up some real enemies, too, though. Shaka's not well-liked either, whereas this is how people feel about Shaka. Well, Huayna Capac likes him. Brennus loves him. So, not quite as clear-cut as you might think. Still getting the Maya confused for Turks? Yeah, I know, but the color was pretty similar. It was very similar to Darius. Now, the color would actually be fine right now, because we don't have any other blue leaders in the game, but it was very similar to Darius. It would have been confusing to start. Ah, Shaka, you picked a bad time to attack, right when rifles and calves popped on the scene. Bad timing for you. I do not see him being able to capture anything. If he'd gone in a few turns sooner, but... Well, there's no rifles in this city yet. Well, but there will be by the time he bombs it down. I don't know, he does have 5 cats and 8 trebuchets, so... Maybe. It's not totally crazy. With a lot of siege, you can work wonders. Enough siege units will solve all of your problems. So maybe. Yeah, Pakal's not that well liked either. That's a good point. So he took out half of the defenses here, but the defenders just got promoted to rifles. So yeah, the rifles are kind of a problem. Rifles are just such a huge step forward in military tech. I don't think Shaka can do anything. The Shaka-Brennus relationship, brothers in arms, maybe a little too close. Yeah, so Pakal will probably be fine here because his tech is just going to carry him through this. Huayna just did a big revolt into free speech and and emancipation too, and uni-suffrage. I don't know, with enough siege, it is possible that Shaka can break this city. He does have 13 siege units here. Maces can kill rifles with enough siege. It's, as I said, it's not totally impossible because of the collateral damage. Now, yeah, look at that. Shaka capturing the city through the rifles. Again, I don't think he can hold this city, but he can capture it. Shaka, you so crazy, man. What are you talking about, Link Marisamus? Pakal has rifles everywhere. Are you talking about Ahsoka? Pakal's had rifles for a while now. Jeez. Crazy. Yeah, okay, Ahsoka. Yes, Ahsoka, he doesn't have rifles. He's on the Constitution path right now. So Huayna Capac's going to build all that espionage stuff, so he's not going to do anything for a couple more turns. He's going to sit this... Looks like he's sitting this round of wars out for the moment. Man, Shaka is such a troll in this game. He is just messing with Pakal so hard. Gotcha. Alright. Shaka the troll strikes again. Anyway, this city was captured, so Brennus did capture Agra back. Boy, they've been fighting over this city. It's the second time they've taken that city. And Shaka is making this work for the time being. Again, I don't think he can hold these cities long term, but look at this. A second city, 2 cities going down. Crazy. Shaka, he's just... You don't want to... Let me put it this way. You don't want to be next to Shaka. He is going to mess with you, and he's going to screw with you, and he's going to make it tough. Anyway, it looks like they signed peace here. Yeah, so they signed peace, and Agra was given back. So now Ahsoka can actually focus on Pakal. So Pakal is the only one in a... He's in a 2-front war right now. Brennus is out of war. Look at this. He's against Shaka and Ahsoka. Jeez. Pakal getting trolled, man. Pakal getting trolled pretty hardcore. And yeah, Huayna Capac seems content to build security bureaus in all his cities right now, and airships. So it's Pakal right now. I wouldn't say Pakal's collapsing. He has rifles, so he's not really going to lose that many cities, but he's in some trouble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He only has... Alright, he did finally get Camaludunum to flip to him, so that's nice. He also just finished the Kremlin, I believe. Pretty sure that was Maya. Yep, that was Maya. And Shaka's in a golden age. That means endless units. Endless horse archers, apparently. Did Shaka... He finished military tradition, but he doesn't have gunpowder, I think. Right? He doesn't have guild... Ugh. So he has military tradition, but he doesn't have guilds. Shaka, you need to go guilds gunpowder. Then you can build Cuirassier. And then you can at least... Like, Cuirassier can do decently against rifles and calves. Horse archers do not do decently against rifles and cav. Yeah, Pakal's runner... Well, Pakal's runner-up spot is somewhat in danger. He can still win the game, too. He can still win by culture or something. But Huayna is looking more and more like the favorite to win at this point. That's for sure. So it's like Shaka, so rough up Pakal, but not too badly, because you do still need him to finish in second. Right? Ah, he's got another stack. I mean, if it weren't for the... Wow, there's not that many units here. Can Shaka do this? Is this actually going to happen? Is this the gif with the it's happening thing? I'm sure a lot of you have seen that before. Is this actually going to happen? Is Shaka and Ahsoka going to do this? Because that would be pretty bizarre. But, I mean, he's got a lot of units. Pakal doesn't really have that many. I mean, sure, they're outdated, but enough Trebs and catapults can work wonders. This is weird. Shaka's tech is awful, but he's got so many units. Jeez. And meanwhile, Huayna Capac lurks. He's just building the intelligence. Once he gets done the intelligence agencies, he might be more apt to build units. Wow, he took out the defenses really fast there, too. There's not a lot of rifles. He can actually do this. He could capture Kalakmul up there. Like, he just took out the defenses. And if he uses his siege aggressively, he can maybe do this. Also, Ahsoka is not... I mean, he only has knights, but, you know, knights are doable. Okay, so Shaka now has guilds, and he's... Yeah, Shaka has guilds, and then he's on... Wow, Pakal's in some trouble here. Pakal is actually in real trouble. I thought he'd be fine because he had rifling tech, but the fact that Brennus is not at war with Ahsoka means he is... Is he going to lose his city? Oh, wow, he just lost another city. Jeez, Pakal! What WTF? What is going on here? This is crazy! Oh, man. And we have a lot of people who pick Pakal to win this game, too. Whew, I was really close to picking him. It was almost like a coin flip between him and Shaka. Or, no, him and Huayna Capac. But, man, jeez. And, by the way, Huayna on rifling. This is not good. This is not good. I love the comment, Antisocial. The rifles, they do nothing. Yeah, the two-front war really screws with the AI. They have... It just messes with their pathfinding really badly. But, I mean, if you just look at the power bar graph, Ahsoka... Or, Pakal... Well, okay. Alright, so Pakal is building units. So somewhere in his territory, he is amassing units. So maybe he can right the ship and capture this. Maybe he can make this work. But, I mean, this is hurting his... This is cutting into his tech rate for sure. Pakal's not... He's at 884... Huayna has pulled ahead in research, and note that Pakal is 90% research. Huayna's only at 60%, and he's already ahead. So as he builds banks and as he builds courthouses, he will increase this. Oh, actually, he's not even going full bore on research right now. He's upgrading units. Okay, so Huayna has pulled ahead in research now, and that's bad long term. So Pakal can probably get some of these cities back, I think. Shaka is, running out of steam a little bit, but this is bad for him long term. It's less and less likely he's going to win the game. Also, he will not run the culture slider if he's at war like this. Shaka is just everywhere. Sometimes, Shaka is, I wouldn't say he's a top tier AI by any means because he's too warlike, but sometimes he can just focus so much on war that it works out. And he's, look, he's 2 turns from gunpowder. When he hits that, he gets Cuirassier. Ahsoka's 1 turn from gunpowder. When he hits that, he gets Cuirassier. Those are big upgrades. And Ahsoka's finally going for rifling tech as well. He's on replaceable parts. He's going to go rifling. Then he'll have his own rifles and he'll have his own calves. So, right now, the counterattack's coming here at Ole Tetambo, which will probably be... Well, maybe. I don't know. What's going on here? There's an axe, and there's an axe defending Agra. I don't know what's up with that. So, yeah, there's a lot of pushing around. Right now, it feels like Pakal is focusing on Ahsoka and not on Shaka. That's why he's doing so well. But, all right, so there goes the city. So, Pakal has captured a city. He is making some progress over here. But, I mean, there's Cuirassier now on the part of his ally, on his enemies, and those are very good units. So, Shaka is top tier fun, yeah. The point I was making was Shaka is by no means a top tier AI leader, but sometimes he can just be so militaristic that even though he falls behind in tech, he'll just attack and attack and attack until he breaks through, and then he can have some success. Sometimes that will actually work. All right, Huayna Capac now has rifling tech. He's mostly built the espionage stuff. We'll see. If his power starts spiking, he might get involved. Someone should teach the Mayans which end of the rifles the bullets come out. You can't escape the middle spot curse. I don't know. Huayna Capac looks like he's escaping the middle spot curse. And look at this. Agra's been captured now too. Alright, so that's 2 cities now have been picked up from India. India looks like it's pretty exhausted from this fighting. So this could get turned around. Yeah, look, India just took a nosedive. So this could get turned around still. Somebody's power is spiking. That could just be upgrades to rifles, though. It could be. We shall see. And look at this. Shaka's got another march going. Well, he doesn't have any siege with this, though, so that's not going to achieve much. He needs some siege units if he's going to capture anything with that stack. I don't think he's going to do much with... Does he have any siege here? No. Yeah, that's not happening. That's not happening. So Pakal, again, I think he might be able to right the ship here. Looks like he's in the process of doing a little bit of that. Although Agra could get recaptured. Again, calves are really good. There's no overlooking the fact that cavalry are amazing. Calves are actually better than rifles. Rifles are nice, but the calves are what really make a big difference. Yeah, it went away for 30 minutes, Pakal's losing cities. Crazy, right? Best reaction was when we had the spaceship being built in that size 8 Tundra city or whatever. Yeah, that was frustrating. Alright, there it is. Huayna's gotten pulled into the war. Alright, well, good news. Pakal is not going to die. The bad news is Pakal is not going to capture a lot of cities because they're all going to be taken away by Huayna Capac. Although he doesn't have a lot of rifles with his stack yet. I think he's still upgrading. Yeah, look at this. He's only running 50% science, so he can upgrade his units. So he'll be doing frantic upgrades. Anyway, let's increase the war counter. So Ahsoka's doomed. He's going to die. He's at war with Pakal and Huayna Capac, so Ahsoka is totally doomed, and Ahsoka, he is researching rifling, but it's not going to come in time to save him. Ahsoka is totally dead. He's at war with the 2 strongest AIs in the map. By the way, Shaka is probably dead too. Because after Ahsoka's dead, Pakal will turn and kill him. But Pakal has been... Basically what these wars have done is they've slowed Pakal down. That's what they've done. They have slowed his progress to the point where Huayna Capac is now way ahead of Pakal. I think, and he'll be ahead in tech by the time this is over too. Like, I think it's still pretty even between them in tech, but by the time this is over, Huayna Capac will be ahead in tech. Yeah, they're both on steel. That attack at Lakamba did nothing as expected. Shaka's going to mercantilism. So Shaka will just keep cranking out Cuirassier, and he'll be a pain in the rear. Agra has been recaptured, so Pakal is... He's gained Ole Te Tambo, but he lost 3 cities, so Pakal is kind of treading water while Huayna Capac continues to upgrade units and snowball ahead. Yeah, he's still upgrading units. Look at this. He's still upgrading units frantically. When he's finally done upgrading all his units to rifles, he'll just snowball ahead. Rifles and calves. He can upgrade basically every unit to a rifle or a cav. Even the war elephants upgrade to cavalry. High fives now without much hope. So if you had Huayna Capac like I did, it's looking pretty good. How do you... Yeah, that is a good question. How do you type that stuff in the chat? Tells not spam to start a sentence by typing me. Okay. Shaka, he's in pretty bad shape here. He's way behind in tech. He is going for rifling, though. Watch. If I check out the tech tree, Shaka's going for rifling. He's going to take him a long time to get there, but I can see he's already on the beeline. Printing press, replaceable parts, rifling. So 30 turns and he'll be there. He does have a lot of Cuirassier running around. This city, Kalakmul, is going to be recaptured, though. You can see Shaka's not going to be able to hold that. And I doubt he'll be able to hold Bulawayo much longer either. There's a lot of Pakal calves. But as we said, all that does is get Pakal back to where he was when the war started. It doesn't actually advance him at all. You know, it doesn't put him ahead. It just gets him back to where he was in the first place. And meanwhile, this stack's moving forward. Huayna Capac is also researching steel, so he'll have cannons to cut through the defenses. He won't have to wait forever for Trebs. All right, so Kalakmul is recaptured. Bulawayo, I don't know how much longer that can hold. Now it looks like Pakal is not focusing as much on Ahsoka. Pakal seems to be focusing more on Shaka now. Shaka is definitely in trouble. Yeah, just 30 short turns to rifling. Of course, by that time, Pakal will probably be at assembly line or close to it. Anyway, Delhi is actually the next target for Huayna Capac. He does only have 2 trebuchets, though, so it will take him forever to capture that city. He needs to get some cannons. Agra is actually the target next, and because there's no siege, he can attack that immediately. Although, well, that rifle can probably kill most of the defenders. Slowly, one at a time. Oh, look at this, and Huayna's going for Statue of Liberty. I'm surprised that wasn't built by Pakal, but I guess he never had a chance with all these wars. Look, he is cranking out calves and cannons in every city. So yeah, this little Shaka adventure is not going to last too much longer. As entertaining as it's been, not going to last much longer. And now Huayna Capac... Oh, now Huayna's actually ahead in tech because he's already got steam power and Pakal's just starting it. Alright, so there they are. Again, the siege will take a long time, but maybe Huayna will move some more units up there. That rifle attacked and killed something. I don't know what these units are doing down here. If we check the power bar graphs now, it's pretty clear who's in first, and Pakal seems to be steadying himself. So yeah, Huayna is way out of control right now, and he's going to build the Statue of Liberty, and he's building cannons. Yeah, he is... The only question is, will he win by domination, or will he win by space, or what? How does he want to win the game is really the question, and that's just up to him. So Agra is held for the moment. The siege of Delhi has begun. It'll probably take about... Well, it depends on if he moves up more siege units there. Otherwise, it'll take a while. Shaka still... Oh, no, Shaka lost a city. Well... Shaka is... Oh boy, and that is a nasty stack. Look at these cannons and calves. Nasty. Shaka needs peace, like, now. Actually needed peace about 5 turns ago, but it's already too late for that. Yep, with cannons and calves running around everywhere, this is pretty much curtains for Shaka. Unless he can get peace somehow, then he can live a little longer. Oh god, look at this stack coming in behind. And this stack actually has cannons in it, so cannons don't have to take forever to bombard down the defenses. I think we'll watch Shaka right now. There's more going on over here. See, cannons are strong enough that they won't even die when they do the collateral attacks. They'll just kill all the units that Shaka has, because they're strength 12, and Shaka is defending with longbows. For just a few turns, the Sharknado was real. Yeah, it was for a little while. Shaka did well despite his madness. Well, this city will flip to the... Actually, these two cities, even if they're captured by Maya, they'll flip to the Inca, even if they're captured, so... Advantage Huayna Capac, even if Shaka gets eliminated. He'll pick up 2 cities over here in the east. Wow, here comes... Wow, that is a lot of units, and more cannons on the way, too. So he's finally getting some cannons to speed up this process a little bit. Yeah, Ahsoka is doomed. Doomed! Pretty doomed. And Huayna hasn't even upgraded all his units yet. Look at all these knights he has. He can still upgrade all of them to calves. Has he turned research? No, he's still upgrading units at a frantic pace. Like, he is not even going full-bore research yet. And he's on military science for grenadiers. Not that he really needs grenadiers, but he can build them. So Delhi will be the city that fall. Bulawayo, wow, still alive. Actually kind of surprised it's still alive. State property is the correct civic to be in because he has a large empire that'll cut his maintenance costs significantly. Oh boy, well, there goes another city. Yep, so all of Shaka's gains have been wiped out now. Pakal's on his way back. Looks like he is still not going to get knocked out of that second place perch. And Delhi should fall either this turn or next. This depends on how aggressive Huayna wants to be. I guess he needs one more turn. Now Zulu territory is being invaded. Statue of Liberty is a big deal. Free specialist in every city. Quite nice for the AI. Let's just say there's a lot of Incan units here. I think Huayna actually did attack. Wow, there must have been a lot of units defending if he still attacked with all those units and wasn't able to capture the city. Yeah, I think Ahsoka just lost like most of his army on that turn. Alright, here comes the first calves. How close is Shaka to rifling? Not too close. He's still a long way away. But look how much faster Huayna's researching than Pakal. Did he finally turn research on yet? No, he's still upgrading units frantically. But I think state property cut his cost by a lot. Alright, so Delhi has fallen. And I think Ahsoka has just lost most of his army there. I wonder if Brennus will try another war declaration here at the death. So, what wonders are in this city? The pyramids, Stonehenge, that's outdated. Well, Sankora is still useful. That actually is a nice pickup. Angkor Wat, not as good, but Sankora is nice. That will pick up... Where is... Oh no, Huayna Capac's in free religion, so he gets no benefit. Never mind, he's in free religion. Doesn't mean anything. Alrighty, so yeah. Here comes Pakal's next doom stack. Well, not much of a doom stack. Needs a bigger one. Needs more doom. Needs more doom, basically. Remember, Ahsoka is technically still at war with Pakal, right? Aren't they still at war? Yeah, he's still at war with Ahsoka, but it feels like Pakal is not focusing too much. He's sending most of his units at Shaka. Are there any Incan stacks moving forward yet? Nope, but there are machine guns on the right. Oh, geez, and he's even on assembly line tech. My goodness. He is Huayna Capac is unleashed right now. He is just researching all the techs and killing everyone. All right, well, here they are. Oh, geez, here he goes. I guess he healed up for a turn. All right, so this stack does not have any siege. Oh, no, never mind. He has one cannon. Ah! Be much stronger if he didn't have the cannon in there. He'd just attack and kill stuff with this stack. So I guess he's going for Bombay next. And this city looks like it's going to be captured by Pakal. Wait, when did he capture Pataliputra? Did he already have that, or was... I can't remember. I can't remember if he already had that or if that was captured or what. I think I might have missed that, though. Anyway. So Shaka is still holding his territory for the moment. for very, very temporarily, but he is still holding his territory. There's actually 2 major stacks pushing forward now. Oh, never mind. One of them moved back into Delhi. All right. Still consolidating. Let's look at the power bar graphs again, because now I'm curious. Yeah, so remember when I said it looked like Ahsoka lost his entire stack? Yeah, he kind of did. Yeah, he kind of lost his entire army, so he's... It's just a matter of walking from city to city, capturing stuff now. Is Agra going to hold here? This is pretty close. Depends on if those rifles promote. With that Grenadier moving up, I think that... Nah, that city's dead. With the Grenadier moving up. It was close, but it did not hold out. So yeah, Shaka is not... Well, when this stack moves in, he's going to start losing stuff. He's on replaceable parts, though. He's not that far away. Huayna Capac has finished assembly line, and now he's researching... He's building infantry in every city. He's got railroads going up. Same for Pakal. He's almost done assembly... Well, he's researching an assembly line. He's got railroads going up. Jeez, these two are unleashed. I know I used that term before, but I like that term. Huayna Capac, we need to... Oh, there it is. I was like, where is his attack force? Oh, there it is. It's in Delhi. He's got all the units in Delhi. I guess he's healing them. And no! Agra not captured by Pakal. It's captured by Huayna Capac, although there's a lot of... I don't know if he'll be able to hold this city. There's a lot of culture on this down here. Maybe he'll take that city, though. Alright, here comes Pakal with his own stack. We might actually get a modern war. Yeah, we could actually... Well, Huayna Capac is quite a bit stronger than Pakal. Again, he's going to get all of the Indian cities here unless something really weird happens. Now he's upgrading his rifles to infantry, so they're even that much stronger. And Agra... Alright, okay, Agra was captured back again. Boy, this city's changed hands so many times this game. Alright, let's watch Pakal's force coming in here. Shaka is on rifling, but geez, 15 turns. I don't know, Shaka. That's a long way away. I'm not sure that even having that tech would be enough to save you anyway. But it would help. It would help. It would certainly help. There goes all the defenses at Nongoma. Alright, now we see... No, that's... Alright, here we go. Here's the big force. I guess he's going to Vijay Anagara. I guess. Infantry, rifles, 2 cannons. 2 cannons will do a decent job at taking that out. But Nongoma is the first target to be attacked. And, interesting. Shaka had enough units that it was going to take another turn before it gets captured. Agra was taken out as well by Pakal. Sent some calves up there. Huayna should hurry up and capture the southern cities here. Pakal's going to get some of them. Actually, Pakal might end up getting some of the cities. How many? So Pakal has Ole Tetambo, which was an Indian city, and Agra. So he's captured 2 Indian cities. Actually, Pakal might end up getting a lot of territory out of this war, too. Nongoma should fall. There it is. It's just that Huayna Capac is so far ahead that it's going to be tough for Pakal to catch up. Not impossible, but tough. He's going to need more units. Well, he might be able to capture Bombay. Again, if Huayna dilly-dallies around on the top side of the map, he might end up losing much of India to Pakal. And then Brennus is still hanging around down here, so who knows. How much land will Huayna Capac have? Probably not enough for domination. I think he'll be at about 50%, roughly. But 50%'s a ways away. You know, that still leaves you pretty far short. I see other people are saying 50% as well. Yeah, looks like that's roughly what it'll be. Alright, so how quickly are they going to capture this city? Well, he took out a quarter of the defenses with the 2 cannons. He could probably just attack that city and capture it immediately. Oh, wow, look at this. Well, there's all the cannons. I was like, where are the cannons? Here they are. Unfortunately, forgot to bring along any non-siege units, but that's fine. Also, there's a frigate here that's already removed the defenses from this city. Just needs to move units up here and attack. That city should fall pretty quickly. Anyway, Pakal's still not moving forward down there. This attack's been blunted for the moment. Agra is... Well, that's where the northern force is. Alright, so Vijay Anagara will fall shortly. Wow, look at this. There's 2 random Pakal calves up here. What if he captured Calcutta? That would be amusing. What happened to all those cannons? Where did they go? I know they didn't all die. All right, there they are. He pulled him back to this tile. All right, so this still not moving forward against Shaka yet. Still, all right, here comes the next big push down here. That actually has a decent chance of, actually that will capture Bombay. Again, Huayna Capac might not get quite as many cities as I thought here, because he's been a little slow to push his advantage in this war. Yeah, I bet, it's like, I'll bet you want assistance in this war. And there's always these two random cavs that are just trolling around over here. So who knows. Here comes the next little force. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what these guys are doing. Vijay Anagara will fall on this next upcoming turn. All right, enough with the request spam. Seriously. Looks like a wingnut. All right. So moving towards the Zulu capital. Rifling might get there in time to upgrade some of those units. I don't know. Wow, that's a nice force there. Huayna's got all these units, but he's not really pushing the envelope forward. He'll capture Vijay Anagara for sure. So that's obviously that's a decent pickup. But you know, if he'd gone to the south first, he would have had more success here. Huayna also finished the Pentagon. Anyway, yeah, so we're just watching the progress of all these stacks moving forward. Bombay should be the next one to fall, from what I can see here. Can the Zulus get to rifles? Well, they'll get to rifles before they die. It's just, can they get to rifling in time to maybe hold their capital for the moment? That's the question. They'll get to rifles before they die. Remember, the AI doesn't conquer cities quickly. The AI is slow at conquering cities. Like, if he can upgrade some of these longbows to rifles, he could maybe hold against that attack. I don't know about other attacks beyond that, but could hold that one at least. Huayna Capac seems to be deciding where to go next with his units. Yeah, he's got a lot of units, but he's not moving. Oh, look, here we go. Destroyers on the way. Pakal's going for industrialism, so he'll be able to build tanks after that, which is kind of amusing. 2 turns for rifling. But there's a lot more units on the way up there. Yep, artillery is very good. Oh, hello. Oh, now we've got a race for this city. But I think Huayna's going to be like 1 turn too slow. He does move before Pakal in turn order, though. So if Pakal doesn't capture the city this turn, it'll get taken by... Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Pakal, he just did all the work, and Huayna's going to capture the city. Wow. So remember, Huayna Capac moves before Pakal. Pakal has done all the work. He's removed the defenses. He's killed all the defenders. And guess what? Huayna Capac is going to capture this city. Oh, that's such a shame. Well, not that much of a shame, because I have Huayna Capac to win this game, but it is a shame, I suppose. All right, so Shaka has gotten to rifling tech, and look at this. He just stuffed a bunch of rifles in his capital, so with all those rifles, he can probably hold his capital for a little while, at least. Shaka's going to be I mean, granted, Ahsoka has rifles, too, and he's just still dying, but, Shaka should be able to survive for a little while longer, at least. I mean, he's not just going to collapse in an instant the way he was before. Now it's going to require more units to come up here. Like, these calves will not do that much against rifles, whereas they would have just torched the longbows. So, anyway, I think Ahsoka's next to die. I think it's pretty clear who the top 2 are, who are going to move on from this game, the 2 we expected. There's still a slight chance that Pakal could nick out a culture victory or something. It's not impossible, especially if he goes... If he would stop doing research and go for the culture slider, that would be his best odds. As of right now, he's not close, but if he turned on the slider, he could. If he turns on the slider, he can win by culture. If he keeps researching stuff, he can't. He won't have enough to win. Now, unfortunately, as long as he's at war with Shaka, he won't turn on the culture slider. So he'd have to make peace with Shaka first before that would happen, as I understand this game. Shaka has done a decent job of defending himself. And with that Pakal stack largely dying against Bombay, I don't think he's going to capture any more cities. I think Huayna will get all of the remaining Indian cities. I think. We'll find out, but that's the way I'm reading this. Are those planes? Yep, there's planes flying around. Where are they? Here they are. Yep, there's some... Huayna Capac has some fighters in this city. He's actually got a lot of units in this city. But he definitely has some fighter planes in there. So now Huayna Capac's going for industrialism too. But yeah, we should see some tanks. He can build them, right? Yep. Can build tanks, and he does have oil, so he can build tanks. All right, so we should see some. So like Shaka will be okay until the tanks start rolling out, and that's when he dies. By the way, this city is probably going to flip, and this city, well, it's not going to flip, but it would be useless if it was captured by the Mayans. So. Anyway, on we go. So there's not a lot of drama about who wins, but we still have like the war declaration counter, and we still have, well, I mean, it's still not entirely sure who's going to win. I think Huayna Capac is the favorite, but it's not guaranteed that he'll be the winner. So there are still some stuff. And of course, there's always the question of, well, who survives? Like, how many of the lesser AIs will still survive? So yeah, Pakal attacked, and look, he didn't manage to make it through. He lost most of his calves. Of course, there's another stack coming up that will capture Ulundi, but the initial stack held out. Shaka held out for a little while. Look at that. He cleaned up quite a few units there. Pakal had to retreat them. And Huayna Capac finished the Apollo program. Anyway, Lahore went down while that was going on. So there's just this veneer of cities on the coast that are still holding out. Actually, Huayna Capac has used his destroyers to remove the cultural defenses of these cities, which is kind of amusing. Remember, he does still have the Colossus, which... No, never mind. Colossus has been obsoleted. I thought he still had that in play, but no. So his coastal wonders have been obsoleted. The Colossus and the Great Lighthouse are gone, but he does still have a lot of coastal cities. That yellow blob continues to grow on the north side of the map. So there's only 3 Indian cities left. Pakal is still building wonders. Here comes the tanks. Oh boy. Poor Shaka. Here comes the tanks. Roll out. So, a valiant defense of Ulundi, but I don't see it lasting much longer. They're pretty close in tech right now. It's close, but again, Huayna has so much more land. Once this war's over, he should pull significantly ahead. What happened here? A revolt? Did a spy cause a revolt in this city or something like that? I think it did. Probably a spy revolt. We can check the techs a little more closely when these wars are over. Also, I think Huayna will be done with his war long before Pakal's done with his war. And once the AI is at peace, they start like building research in all their cities. Boy, that Bombay pickup was really nice. Really nice for Huayna. That's a good city right there. Look at this. And it even has the Hagia Sophia in it, so whatever. But mostly it's just got a lot of good stuff in there. Poor Ahsoka, yeah. There's hardly anything in this city. So Varanasi has fallen. Now it's just Calcutta and Hurrian. This was the Barb city. I was like, Hurrian? That's not an Indian city name, but it's the Barb name. Anyway, so here comes the tanks. Shaka's about to lose his capital. I'm sorry, guys. I know a lot of you are pulling for Shaka, but I mean, he did pick this fight with Pakal. It's not like Pakal started this. Shaka declared war on him twice, so he's kind of getting what he deserves. But yeah, that's not going to work. Here goes the Doom stack, but take another turn to get there. So Shaka, there goes your capital. It should fall this turn. It's tanks. Down it goes. And the green continues to spread across the bottom of the map. A lot of tanks coming out now. Huayna Capac should be able to build tanks too. Now, did he have any wonders? I doubt it. No. A harbor, a forge, a grocer, and a courthouse. He does have the great generals in there. Yeah, by the way, Brennis is still in this game. It's easy to forget about him. He's been a non-entity the whole game. But he is still in this game. We'll see if anyone chooses to attack him before the game's over. I don't think that he's going to play much more of a role. Even if his territory was captured, I don't think it... Maybe if Huayna took over his territory, it would be enough for domination. Maybe. Boy, is he going to kill both of these cities, on the last 2 cities on the same turn? That would be pretty impressive if he does that. Calcutta's going to fall for sure. We know that's going to happen. Now what about Hurrian? No, oh, still holds out. 1 more turn as the paratroopers come flying in. Actually, no. No, 2 more turns. So Huayna finishes rock and roll. Yeah, he is building some tanks, but he's also starting spaceship parts and research. Oh boy, look at this. Look at poor Shaka here. That's a lot of tanks. Tanks, roll out. Interesting. There's even tanks down here. So neither one of these two is going to last too much longer. It's all mop up from here. Shaka's out of anti-tank missiles, yeah. I mean, he did get to rifling, but Rifles are good against... Rifles do decently against Cavs. They don't really do great against Cavs. They still lose to Cavs, but they don't... They just get destroyed by tanks. Tanks roll right over them. Strength 28 against Strength 14 is a terrible matchup. But anyway, we bid farewell to Ahsoka here. He was near first place for a lot of the game, but the peace weight situation was just really bad for him. So he is indeed the next to die. I said I doubted that Darius and Ahsoka would survive to the end of the game, and they did not. They most definitely did not. So the Indian Civ is destroyed. Alright, let's put that on... Wait, what did we just get? Something just popped up. Oh, just a stupid great spy. Okay, so Ahsoka is the next one who falls. By the way, Brennis, you're not going to finish in first place. And that was Huayna Capac again with another kill. Jeez. That's his 4th kill of the series. So he takes the lead now in the Golden Boot Award here. So we keep tracking this. How many war declarations are we at anyway? 10? You guys can see it. It doesn't really show up for me on my side. Alright, yeah, the paratroopers, sure. Here's the paratroopers. They've got the camo stuff on their heads. Anyway, there you go. I don't find them to be one of the more interesting units. Goodbye, Shaka. Tanks for the memories. That's pretty bad. Alright, so now we'll be mostly focusing on this over here in the east. As Shaka continues to get his throat torn out here by Pakal. So, I mean, he got close. He did capture some cities, remember? But not anymore. And hey, the UN is going to be built, but the UN won't do anything. The vote will be split between Huayna and Pakal. They'll both vote for themselves, and that'll be that. And now Huayna is going over to building research in his cities, so his tech pace will accelerate that much more. Anyway, it won't be long until Shaka is dead. We'll do a big assessment of where we stand after that. Look at this. What are these 2 tanks doing? Just sitting here, not attacking. So the tanks, when they get damaged, they like start to get all messed up. I don't know how well you can see this. It's kind of neat. So unlike the normal units where there's 3 of them and they disappear as they get low on health, the tanks just get like all messed up. They get like a damage graphic on them. So Gordium is going to be captured, but then it will flip to Huayna Capac after it's captured because, yeah, that territory will be swallowed up by the culture of Persepolis and Pasargadae. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, all right. So that, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that is well within both of their cultures. So, who actually got the Eiffel Tower? I'm curious. Look at the wonders here. All right, so Maya did get that. So Inca, Huayna Capac built Cristo Redentor and Rock and Roll, and the Pentagon, but Broadway was built by Pakal. That's kind of weird. You rarely see the late game wonders split. Normally one AI builds all of them, but we have 2 AIs that are kind of similar here. And the Eiffel Tower was built by Maya as well. Well, that's, if he goes for culture, that's pretty big. He gets the free broadcast towers, right? Or wait, was that Eiffel Tower that was just built? Yeah, Maya did just build it. Okay, gets the free broadcast towers. That's right. Anyway. So, yes. Cristo Dedentor, is that it? Interesting. Cristo Dedentor. I've never... admittedly, I do not know the pronunciation for that. Actually, this is 60% Inca and 0% Maya, so I don't think he can hold that city. Just out of curiosity, I want to check the relations real quick. Huayna can declare war at please, so technically he can fight any of these other leaders. Kind of weird, right? So Huayna can technically fight any of them if he really wants to. I don't know if he'll do that, though. He's building research in most of his cities. And strangely, culture in this one, which he just threw down as like a filler city. So yeah, with him building research in all his cities, his research rate's 2,400, and Pakal's is, yeah. Now granted, Pakal will start building research as well when this is over, but that's a pretty big difference. So Huayna's going to be off and rolling with that spaceship. Cristo Redentor, okay. Cristo Redentor, that makes sense. So these 2 will split the vote and nothing will happen. Remember how there was all the fighting up here in the early game? Well, Pakal did trigger in Golden Age. Between Quaduzca and Ekbatana. Remember the fighting? Yeah, well, that ended up being kind of irrelevant, other than just slowing down both leaders. So the tanks are just rolling over everything. Huayna wins. Look, they're fairly close in population, but you can tell. Shaka, of course, votes for Huayna Capac. Brennis voted for Pakal, for whatever small amount that matters. Speaker, or his namesake, appears. Speaker has a great spy named after him from working on Civ4. They didn't name anything after me in this game when I worked on it, though, so it's a shame. This city probably not going to last much longer. There's a cav and a catapult in here against tanks. What are the odds of this city flipping? Yeah, 5% revolt every turn. I doubt that'll last for too long. So this is shaping up pretty good for me. My picks are looking quite good, especially if this goes to a spaceship win, which I think it's heading in that direction. Yep, so these cities, Shaka's just about dead. Won't last much longer. There's a lot of Pakal units rolling around. Oh, Shaka, hey. You know, the treacherous Maya must be punished for their offenses against civilization. I think you're the one who started this, buddy. I think you're the one. There's even a destroyer out here. So what's Huayna Capac doing? He's building 3 gorgeous dams. He's building research in his cities, so it doesn't look like he's planning... Oh, he's also building the Manhattan Project, so there's that going on. But it doesn't look like he's planning a war, because he's mostly building infrastructure and research, so he seems like he is not interested in war. At least not immediately. But remember, Huayna Capac can declare war at pleased, and Pakal can declare war at pleased, so... I don't think that unless we get to friendly, we're not out of the woods completely. Yeah, Pakal is quite a ways behind in tech. We'll look at that in a minute. I want to finish up with this war, but we'll check that out in a little bit. I'm actually surprised that this city hasn't fallen yet. What was that resolution? I didn't even see it. I clicked past it too fast. We'll see what it is next turn. Alright, so free speech. Fails. Shaka, never. Oh, Shaka the troll. Votes never. Definitely would have passed. Huayna and Pakal both voted for it. Look at that. Shaka defies the resolution. Shaka doing his best North Korea impression. Look at this. It's too crowded. We cannot forgive your cruel oppression. The world considers you a villain. War, what is it good for? We demand emancipation. Ah, Shaka, never change, buddy. You stay the same. You never change. Look at this map. It's almost completely divided north-south. Look, it's almost a straight line across north-south. Yellow in the top, green in the bottom. Basically the way I thought this game would end up going. Obviously, there's always some luck involved. Oh, there we go. Shaka dies. There's always some luck involved. But anyway, I also realize now I forgot to note down the turn on which these leaders ended up dying. So Shaka was turn 276. I'll have to go back and pull that from the footage later on. All right, Shaka... Playoff 2, turn 276. I should have remembered that. Alright, so Shaka's dead. Pakal gets another kill. That's 3 for Pakal, so he moves into one of the top leaders there. And Shaka, we don't even have to move them around. Just Shaka is the next one to die. Alright, well, we saw that coming. Shaka, you're always entertaining, but just not the best AI in this game. Alright, so that's where we stand. The wheat has mostly been separated from the chaff. Not entirely, but mostly. Let's advance a turn or two and see where we stand with all the bar graphs and stuff. Oh, that's a mobile SAM. That's amusing. All right, so Ekbatana will probably flip as well because it's 99% Incan on the culture. This city, yeah, wow, even with all those units in there, still has a chance of revolt. All right, let's click forward to turn 280 and then we'll go from there. Pakal is also on advanced flight, which I can't remember if that's a spaceship tech or not. So Huayna has completed 3 Gorges Dam. That means he gets free power in his cities. Actually, Huayna is, he's building a lot of military. It's more military than I thought he'd be building right now. Jeez. Pakal was in a golden age. I didn't even realize that. Jeez, he's building. We might not be done with this game yet. Don't attack Pakal. I need Pakal to come in second place, you crazy guy. All right, so, yeah, everybody's pleased with everyone. Okay, well, this is really simple, right? Everybody's pleased. Brennus does not declare war at pleased, so he's not declaring war. Huayna and Pakal both can declare war at pleased, so either one of them can attack the other one. And look at that, their spies have apparently been causing trouble with each other, so that's amusing. So anyway, they could declare war on each other. All right, bar graph time. Well, let's look at victory conditions, too, while we're here. Victory conditions, Huayna Capac is indeed right around 50% of population and land area. Mutal is the city we have to watch for a cultural victory. It is 150 turns away, so that's not in play yet. Not for the moment. If we look at the power bar graphs, all right, we need to get Huayna bar graphs. All right, GMP has gone down a bit because he stopped building research. Pakal's out of his golden age. All right, obviously those two are 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Pakal's out of a golden age, so that is falling off. Food, 1 and 2. Power, 1 and 2, as you'd expect. Culture, the opposite order. Pakal's ahead in culture. And then espionage, as you'd expect. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward right now. Oh, we need to check the tech trees too. Yes, the other big thing is where are they on the tech tree? I believe that Huayna's pretty close to finishing the tech tree. No, he needs a little bit more than I thought. Okay, he still needs most, maybe 2/3 of the modern age. But he's not in bad shape. He is pretty close. What is it? He needs one. Oh, wait, this is all he needs, right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He needs 8 more techs to finish the spaceship. Now he will probably research mass media, even though it's not necessary. All right, Pakal. Yeah, he's a little bit further behind, but he's not that far behind. He's a little bit behind in tech. So they're pretty close. They're pretty close. It's reasonably close between the two of them. All right, a global free civic or free speech one. Yeah, see, Huayna will research mass media even though it's optional. Let's see their research rate. Brennis 373, Huayna 2000, Pakal 1300. Yeah, so he's Huayna ahead and he's researching faster. So he probably will win this. If they don't go to war, he will probably launch the spaceship. So I would be perfectly happy with just them researching out and then launching the spaceship. But I don't think that's going to happen because Huayna is... Oh, look at that. Oh, now Brennis has decided to troll. He's decided to defy the resolution. Because he's researching... Oh, look at that. Now he's got the world considers you a villain. Because Huayna's building a lot of military. Like, a lot. He's building military in almost every city. So he's probably intending to attack someone. Now, if he attacks Brennis, then whoop-de-doo. He kills Brennis and life rolls on. It doesn't really matter. But if he attacks Pakal... Well, let's just say things get interesting at that point. So Huayna's on computers. Pakal's on plastics. Yeah, Huayna's definitely ahead. Did tech rate change at all? I mean, now he's up to 2,300. Pakal's still... Yeah, Huayna's ahead. I don't think Pakal could win a war between them, but it would be a bloody... And it would be fun to watch, that's for sure. Oh, well, they're at war. Well, that was fast, because Gordium just got captured. Alright, well, this is going to be... Get your popcorn ready, you guys, because Huayna just declared war on Pakal. Wow. Alright, don't rough him up too much. I need him to come in second place, buddy. Also, this could also, if he gets enough territory, that could also remove the spaceship victory, too. Jeez. It's happening, yeah. Well, he doesn't, remember, Huayna doesn't need that much land for domination either. He's fairly close, so... He's not that far away. All right, so let's look at the... Huayna got in kind of a sneaky little first strike there, so we'll have to check the power bar graphs next turn to see what he actually did in terms of that first strike. Where are their main stacks? All right, here's the big stack for Pakal. This seems to be his big group. 54 units on that tile. Now, where does Huayna have his main forces? I think they're over in the east. Because they both have railroads, they can move their units around really fast. He's got those paratroopers over here. But there's got to be some huge Huayna stack somewhere. Right? I think so. I don't know. That's just the way the AI typically does stuff. I see gunships over here, but... Anyway. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. The one thing is, Huayna is... He's much closer to the next... They have exactly the same military tech right now. But Huayna's not that far away from hitting the next generation of tech. So for modern armor... If he researches composites next, he can replace his tanks with modern armor. And that would be a major... Oh, no, he's going for robotics. Okay. Going for robotics, he'll get mechs. And mechs are a big upgrade. Because he can replace all his infantry with mechs. Oh, here we go. Here's the big... Here's a... Looks like most of the units are over here in this little area over here. Brennis is like, you guys... do your thing. I'm just gonna chill. I'm just gonna chill over here, okay? Anyway, so I think Huayna should win this war, but I also think it's gonna be nasty and bloody, and I think there's a good chance we see nukes before this is over too. So yeah, this is where the main fighting is. Seems to be over here, and I can't tell who's winning. Pakal still has his 54 unit stack intact. There's the wow. He has mobile artillery too. Jeez. Oh, all right. No. Here's a pretty good Huayna Capac stack. Anyway, over here, Ecbatana was captured. Is that a... Never mind. I thought that was like a missile boat for a second, but it's a destroyer. All right, so there's a lot of action over in this side of the map, too. So Gordium and Ecbatana were captured already. In terms of the total city count, if anyone's curious, it's... well, I'll try to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 cities against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All right, 25 to 18. Again, it's close. It's just Huayna seems to have the advantage. Now, there is one other thing we must keep in mind, and that is that the statue of Zeus is in the hands of Mr. Pakal. I think it's in Uxmal. So, where? No, it's not in Uxmal. Where did he build that thing? I know he built the statue of Zeus somewhere. Got to be in one of his older cities. Maybe it's in Lakamba. That's probably most likely. Where is it? Does anybody know? It does. It looks like U.S. and Canada. Maybe a little. A very big Canada. Maybe it's in Chichen Itza. I think it's in here. No, where did he build that thing? All right, well, Maya does have this. We know that Maya has the statue of Zeus, even if I can't find it. So Maya has the statue of Zeus in one of these. It's not in Chichen Itza, I don't think. I just checked here. No, I don't know. I can't find it. Anyway, it's in one of these cities. He does have the statue of Zeus, so that could be very, very big factor in this game. And I'm still watching to see where this stack goes. All right, so Huayna's going to get the next big upgrade in tech, though. He will get mech infantry, and that's, as I said, a crucial tech. Also, it looks like this stack is getting shredded pretty badly that Pakal moved in. Yeah, that got hit with a... Yeah, he only lost 7 units, but that got hit by a lot of collateral damage. Is the Manhattan Project done yet? Because he was building that. Maybe he canceled building it to build more units. That wouldn't surprise me. The other thing that really helps Huayna Capac is he does have, well, a lot of things. He has more territory and more population, but he does have the, not too much bad word, he does have the Three Gorges Dam, so he doesn't have to build power plants in his new cities either. Anyway, this stack still seems to be the main focus over here. A lot of gunships moving around too. Ole Tatambo seems to be getting attacked. Alright, global emancipation. Can we get another troll? Yeah, this stack's losing a lot of units, and that seems to be where most of Pakal's units are located. Quaduzga's actually pretty well defended. So, we'll just keep watching. And there's another great general. Boy, there must be so many great generals for these two. I don't think we're going to see any more wars this game. I doubt Brennus gets involved in this. I'd be pretty surprised if he did, at least. Yeah, so that Pakal stack that wandered in is not really achieved anything, and wow, a lot of them are dying. Hey, we actually got a civic past emancipation. Yeah, this is down to just 24 units now. So I adopt emancipation. The observer civ goes into it as well. All right, well, we will see mechs now. I wonder what... Wow, look at these guys running around, all these cavs. The cavs are like, yeah, you guys play around with your tanks and your mobile artillery and your destroyers. We're just going to sit on our horses over here. This stack is going to be cleaned up, I think, on this turn. Well, looks like it's going to hold out for one more turn. Oh, nope, never mind. There it goes. Nah, it's dead. They dead. So, yeah, I don't think Pakal's doing very well. Yeah, I was waiting for that stack to die, and then I was going to check the power graphs. That's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for that stack to die because it looked like it was slowly dying. And remember, it takes one turn for it to pop up. There is an attack here at Ole Tatambo. How many units are here? It's all mobile SAMs. I didn't know mobile SAMs could take City Raider promotion. That's weird. What are they classified as? I didn't know that. Oh, are they do they have the tank promotion? Mobile SAMs. I didn't know they could take... No, they're classified as gunpowder. Oh, they must be upgraded units. Okay, so they can't take City Raider. They're just upgraded units from Maces or something. I was like, why does he have City Raider 3 mobile SAMs? I was like, I didn't think they could take that promotion. And no, they can't, but he upgraded those units. Oh boy, Ole Tatambo fell. This war is not going well. And Agra fell too. This war is not going well for Pakal. This game's going to end with domination victory for Huayna Capac. He's just going to keep pushing until he wins by domination. That's how this is going to end now. 40. Yeah, he'll definitely get enough. Once he starts pushing through and capturing core cities, which is already happening, by the way. Oh my God. Oh my God. I knew Huayna Capac was winning, but dear Lord, he is stomping on the face of Pakal. Jeez. Ugh. Wow. Jesus Christ. That is, ugh. I knew he was winning, but, ugh, man. That's just ugly. Well, yeah. So, I picked turn 335 for a win. I'd like to be within 25 turns. So, Pakal, do me a favor. Hold out until turn 310. Can you hold out for 21 more turns before you die, before the game ends by domination? I don't know if he can, but I'm hoping. Can he hold out 21 more turns so I get a few more points from that category? Ugh, I don't know. Right now, if I had to put money on it, I would say no, even though I know the AI tends to move kind of slowly. Oh, boy. Well, I think Pakal will stay above Brennus in score, but I'm not 100% certain of that. I think he will, because he'll keep discovering techs. If he loses some of the cities that have wonders in them, though, he could end up losing more points, because the cities with wonders are worth a ton of points. 15-second delay is just not fun. Sorry. Yep, I know. It happens. I can't really work around that. I am not a featured streamer with, like, a great connection where everything upgrades. Anyway, Kwaduzka is like, well, the Zulus had this for a little while, but no longer. Huayna is also on Fusion, so even if by some chance he couldn't win by domination, he would be able to launch the spaceship in not too much. All right, he's at 49, but let's just say his units are on the march. Look at this, Uxmal on the way. He's pushing forward on this whole front. Canada is winning against America, basically. I don't think Brennus is declaring war on either of them, but well, I'm not sure. Is it even so? The free speech resolution went through. It's actually not even possible for him to declare war because he's pleased with both of them, and Brennus will not declare war at pleased, unlike a lot of the other super warmongers in this game. So yeah, the Incan units are rolling forward. I think it's going to take another 10 to 15 turns before he's able to get enough territory. He does. The one thing is Maya does have a ridiculous amount of culture, so it's going to take a while for him to get through that culture. And of course, there's no chance to win a UN Diplo vote because the vote will keep getting split. All right, well, Kalakmul went down. I should have had the camera over here. So that will expand the borders. Well, not as much as I thought, as Huayna Capac builds Sid Sushi. Once he starts getting the core cities down here, Mutol, Mayapan, Lakamba, that's when it really will start to flip. So what cities were in Uxmal that just got flipped? Oh, Taj is pointless, but Eiffel Tower now, free Eiffel Tower in every city. Kalakmul, that didn't have much of anything in it. So no truly crucial cities. Also, the space elevator was just built. How bad is the war weariness? It's pretty bad. He needs to get to that statue of Zeus ASAP. Where did he build that? Again, it's got to be... Maybe it's in Mayapan. No. Notre Dame's in there, but not Statue of Zeus. Did I somehow miss it in the capital? No. Oh, there it is. Yes, it's in the capital. Okay, there it is. There it is. Statue of Zeus is in the capital. Yeah, so the drama now is what turn are we going to see the game end on? Because it's worth points depending on what turn the game ends on for everybody. How close you can get on the prediction. But I wish I'd gone turn 330 and not 335. Actually, I really wish I'd gone like turn 310, but I don't think that's going to happen. All right, so still moving forward. The tanks continue to their assault. Looks like Chichen Itza's next. So in the late game, you really can move forward a lot faster. I've said this before in a couple of previous broadcasts, but like bombers can take out the city defenses from the air, and then the tanks and mech infantry can just roll forward, and like you can just take the cities so much faster. Paratroopers can drop from the sky. Also, Huayna's on composites too. Hey, does anyone think Huayna can? Does anyone think Pakal can hold out long enough for Pakal can hold out long enough for Huayna Capac to launch a spaceship and the spaceship actually reach its target? I don't think that that's going to happen, but I suppose there's a slight chance. So anyway, Chichen Itza falls 51% now on the culture. That had Sistine Chapel, Hollywood, Temple of Artemis, Mausoleum. A little late for the Mausoleum to do anything in Shwedagon Paya. Mutal has the statue of Zeus. It didn't really have too much more other than that, but it did have statue of Zeus. So, oh look, we got a assault over here too at Mugum Boom whatever. Those are all wow. Those are all modern armor, aren't they? No, they're mobile. Oh, no wonder he can't capture the city. It's all mobile artillery. I thought they were modern armor. They have a similar graphic. Yep, composites are done. Hey, maybe Bakal can hold out long enough for the spaceship to launch. Bakal did pick up robotics, so that's not what I want. We're at 51% still. I wanted to see the tech tree. Like, he does have mech infantry now, which are, you know, the best defensive unit in the game. Unfortunately, Huayna Capac is researching stealth tech, so we can build a stealth destroyer and stealth bomber. The stealth bombers are pretty amazing. The 12 range is just ridiculous. Yeah, he still needs, well, only 3 spaceship techs. I mean, it's not impossible, but it's, let's be honest, this is going to end by domination. Pretty sure. Nope, no nukes launched. Actually, the Manhattan Project has not been built, so no nukes. Manhattan Project has not been built. Yeah, so Huayna Capac, actually, he could win by diplomacy, except Brennus voted for Pakal. If he could get Brennus to vote for him, he could actually win a diplomatic victory and just troll everybody, which would be hilarious if he won by diplomacy, but that's not going to happen. Anyway, so, yeah, all siege units over here. He doesn't have anything that can actually capture the city. Typical AI, right? Brilliant. Instead, he's cutting through the core. Mutal should fall... Wait, no, where... It's only one tank at Mutal. Where is he going? Oh, here he is. He's down at Camalodunum. Mech infantry against mech infantry. So he's actually not capturing that much territory from this. Boy, I wonder, could Brennus actually pass Bakal and end up in second place? I tend to doubt that, but I guess it's not completely impossible. Because that domination percentage has not been increasing very much. Anyway, any chance of Pakal winning by culture is gone because he lost Uxmal, which would have been one of his three cities. I guess Pakal is still researching tech though, so it's still unlikely Brennus can pass him. He'd almost have to die. He'd have to be down to like 1 city, and I do think that we'll see domination or spaceship before that. Huayna is building the spaceship parts too, so sooner or later Huayna's going to win by something. If I'm really lucky, he'll hold out and then win by spaceship. But we shall see. No Diplo wins. No joking about Diplo victory. All right, Huayna's on ecology now. He doesn't need much more. No, not. Well, we can check Pakal's tech over here too. Pakal's on the laser. Well, that'll get him mobile artillery, which is pretty darn good. Huayna's on ecology, and then he just needs. Actually, he might still win by space. It's not out of the question because he's not making quite as much progress as I thought. I don't know. He needs to finish the parts. If it was just launch the spaceship, I think he would win by space. But then we got to wait the 10 turns to get there. So that's probably not going to happen. I know I go back and forth on this sometimes, but see, the thing is, he picked up this territory over here, but like Agra is not worth anything because it's surrounded by Celtic culture. Chichen Itza is not worth anything. Camalodunum is not worth anything. Remember, it's territory that counts. Population, yeah, he's got 67%, but he's not picking up territory because it's just all been swallowed up by the Celts over there. So he actually has not gotten that much more progress towards domination. He's just killing the cities, basically. I mean, we can see the graphs, but there's not much to see. It's just Huayna Capac's extremely far ahead in every conceivable way. Oh, I should have kept it on that screen. That was angry Pakal. Sure, I mean, sure, if you want to see it, but it's just, you know, he's he's way ahead in everything. You know, there we go. There you go. It's exactly this. Everything's the same. Huayna Capac's really, really far ahead, and Pakal's in second and collapsing, and then after that, it's Brennus down in last place. So yeah, anyway, 52. Wow, he is not increasing his domination percentage fast, is he? So Mutal looks like the next target. Mutal should actually open up a lot of tiles. Oh, look, we got more trade routes. Hooray, congratulations. Somehow this city still has not been captured. I don't really understand. I guess because he hasn't focused that area. But like Mutal is controlling a lot of tiles here. That'll get grabbed by... Uxmal is apparently already at 100 culture, even though it was just captured. And it controls no tiles of its own. Maybe. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just when those screens pop up, I just tend to click them right away. Because they're just request spam from the AI. Anyway, Huayna is on the last spaceship tech, so he'll be launching the spaceship in a couple turns. Spaceship or domination. That is a lot of tanks. Yeah, he's actually not... Huayna's not pushing through as fast as I thought he would be. Strange. He should still get Mutal, though, obviously. I guess having those mech infantry on defense does make a difference. Alright, he's on genetics. That is the last spaceship tech. He'd already have it done if he hadn't gone for that stealth tech, which is non-necessary. And mass media, which is also unnecessary. Jeez. A lot of units here. All those tanks. Pakal's putting up a good fight, though. I gotta give him credit. He's been defending well. And Huayna Capac just wasted a turn in anarchy. Yeah, he had to go into police state because he was suffering from war weariness so badly. So he had to waste a turn in anarchy. He did finish the thrusters, so all of the thrusters. So the only thing he still needs is he needs the stasis chamber, and he's researching genetics to get that. Pakal just went into hereditary rule. Okay, buddy. You want to vote on the trade? Anyway, actually, Brennus is not that. So that is the Statue of Zeus goes over, and the Oracle and Broadway as well. So that should mostly deal with the happiness issues that Huayna Capac had. Yeah. So now war weariness is like gone basically. Actually, there's 0 war weariness, and that's actually it's completely gone in cities that have a jail. So police state civic plus jail plus Mount Rushmore is no war weariness no matter what. Yeah, Brennus is actually getting kind of close here. But we're very close now on the domination. Only 7% more. So yeah. 1 or 2 more cities should do it. I don't think Brennus can catch Pakal, but it's not out of the question. And at least we're getting close enough that I'll get more points for the spaceship win. Boy, if I'd gone turn 3 just a few turns sooner, I would have been in really good shape there. Oh well. Should still get a good score for this game, though. So Huayna has now finished the last tech. Now all he needs is the stasis chamber. So he will launch that in 2 turns. He'll launch his spaceship shortly. But I think he wins by domination before that. Alright. Oh, wait. Here we go. Wait for it, you guys. Oh! It's angry Pakal! He's angry! He doesn't like it when you say no to him. Maybe I oversold it. He didn't get that angry. Oh, now he's happy again. He's like, alright, I'm over it. Anyway. Okay, so, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Brennus would be in the final over Pakal if he passes him in score. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just thinking about scoring. It's like, oh, yeah, you're right. Huh. That would happen, right. So now we're at 58%. Spaceship should be launched this turn. So that opens up more tiles. Also dropped Pakal's score by about 400 points. So there goes the spaceship. Oh man, if somehow Brennus Pakal could survive for like 10 more turns, oh, that would be so good for me. That would be a dream, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think when Bulawayo gets captured, that will be enough to cause domination. Actually, it's already at 61%, so it's just probably the next city that falls will be enough to trigger it. Even some of these cities coming out of revolt, and like Mayapan's going to pop its border. Like, look at this. Look at all this culture he's getting. So this is Sistine Chapel plus this is like Sistine Chapel plus artist specialists plus the broadcast tower plus free speech civic. Like, the borders of his new cities keep popping really fast. This city's actually revolting. Ah, it's trying to go back to the Celts again. That's pretty hilarious. Anyway, it should only be another turn or two, so that spaceship is not going to arrive. Nah, spaceship won't get there. Bulawayo is going to be captured, and that's going to be it. Because once Bulawayo is captured, that's going to take the territory up to, well, it's going to be closer. It's going to grab like all these tiles that are currently Kalakmul would be getting, except it can't. Still, we're not that far away from the spaceship. If by some miracle Pakal doesn't lose any more cities, if he loses no more cities for like 7 more turns, the spaceship will get there, and that'll be it. Great Generals. Do Great Generals give culture from Sistine? They do, because they're a specialist, and Sistine gives culture from specialists. But we're at 62% now, and it's pretty overwhelming. Because I'm curious. Aquinas demographics. His GMP is 11,000. Rival best is 1,000. Manufacturing is 1,900. Rival best is 124. Food 900 against 150. Military is 12 million against 1 million. It's pretty ugly. Most of the cities don't seem to have that much anarchy. Really, it's just about when cities get captured. And when, well, Bulawayo doesn't even have... Alright, so Bulawayo is going to get captured, and that's going to be it. When that city falls, it's the end of the game. Or no, that's it. This will be domination right here. Oh, well, let's get past that open markets trade room thing. But okay, there we go. Huayna Capac wins by domination. Turn 316. Huayna Capac first, Pakal second. Wow, it was actually getting pretty close there against Brennus. I'm actually kind of glad he won by domination, because if we had waited for space, Brennus would have passed Pakal in score. Alrighty, so domination it is. Turn 316. GG, everybody. Let's mark it in, and let's see who was the winner for this week. All right, first of all, before I forget, let's do this playoff game 2. This one, well, we got getting a nice mix of conditions here again. Domination, turn 316, I believe it was. Boy, I wish I'd gone just a touch sooner. 316? Right, okay. Huayna first, Pakal second. Brennus, the good luck to survive. Not moving on, but he didn't die, so that's nice for him. I guess. He's an AI, so I guess it doesn't really matter, but he didn't die. This was a much more interesting game than last week's game, by the way. Alright, so Huayna Capac and Pakal. Ooh. I like those two in the final a lot more than Pericles. Cyrus has proven to be a good AI. I've warmed up to Cyrus. He's a good AI, I have to admit. He's played well in 2 games, but Pericles, I'm just like, whatever. I don't think he's an especially good AI. Okay, no more kills because no one else died there. All right, playoff 2. Let's rate it in, shall we? So winner is Huayna Capac. Runner-up is Pakal. There's going to be quite a few people, I think, get the half point for, or 2.5 points for having them in the reverse order. They were the 2 favorites. Number of wars was what, 11, I think? 11, yep. 11. I had 14. Boy, if I'd gone 13, I could have gotten 2 more points. Anyway, domination, if I can spell it correctly. And victory date was 316. Probably a little on the low end for a lot of us. 316. Okay, I had a decent score, but I did not win. Somebody else definitely had another score. Look at, this is a really good score here. Let's see. All right. Actually, I did have a good score. Better than I thought. All right. Not the best, though. Parkin is the winner with 26 points. Wow. Very good. I was in the top 10, though, so I'll take that. Anyway, here's the chat so we can see this. Parkin first with 26 points. Wow, that's one of the highest single-game scores we've had. Huayna Capac to win. Pakal to runner-up. Darius first eliminated. 2 off on number of wars. Got the domination, and 5 turns off on spaceship. That's really good. Wow. Liner 87 hit the turn exactly. Look at that. Liner had turn 316, got 10 points, and pulled into second place off of that exact turn. That's very rare. I don't know if we've only had that like 1 or 2 times before, but that's excellent. I mean, obviously it's lucky. Don't get me wrong. I know there's luck involved, but very, very nice. So who else do we have? DMOC. Nyx, Adam 10 Naples, and Neophobos tying 21 points apiece. Very good. Kajatlaek, I hope I pronounced that correctly, with 20. And then 3 of us there tied with 19. And then a number of people, a whole group of people at 16 as well. I am very happy with this game because I got the winner, the runner-up, and first eliminated, and I always feel like that's a good showing. Unfortunately, I could only get 1 point. Geez, I would have had 21 if I'd gone. If I'd gone one lower on number of wars, I would have had 21 points, and I'd be tied for what, 3rd place? Oh well, that's still pretty good. Let me scroll down so you guys can see people who are a little bit lower on the score listing, if anyone's curious. So yeah, I think this was a pretty well-scoring game. I think I'll do the average here in a second. I think that was. I think we're gonna have a pretty high average score. We did have a couple people who didn't get anything. Look, it happens. Sometimes you just miss. Like I see Termit's predictions down there with 0, but I don't even think that's a bad prediction. Pakal for first, Brennis for second is not a bad prediction at all. It just didn't happen. Look at that. One off on how you need to be within 5 to get points there. That's 6 off, and then spaceship, and then just late. So whatever. You got to, there's always some luck involved. All right, let's see what the average was, and then we'll put this in the the overall competition. Okay, average. It's B5 to B86. Okay, yeah, average score is high. That might be our highest score yet, 11.17. A lot of people did well. Largely because everybody picked Pakal and Huayna, and even if you got one of them wrong, a lot of people got as I said, got the half credit for having both of them, but in the opposite order. All right, anyway, so let's do the playoff contest here. Let's see, resort the total. I think I'm still in first overall. Resort this. I'm doing pretty well. All right, so yes. Neophobos and I are still at the top, but it's close. Godzak and Vergalo and Husi and Leon are close as well. Boy, I got a duel on my hands there. And this isn't even really fair. Neophobos has predicted better than I have because Neophobos has no points for didn't have a prediction the first 2 games. So Neophobos has actually done a better job than I have in this competition. But yeah, we've got a number of people at the top. And then a whole bunch of people in the 90s. So you can see the scores. And I'm actually really happy with how I'm doing overall. So anyway, let's update. Let me scroll down so people can see who are further down the list if you want to see your name right here. Obviously, the more games you've done, the more likely you are to have a high score and all that kind of stuff. I think that, it's, as I've said before, I don't think it's easy to do this. I think it's hard. I think the predicting contest is hard. But the more games you see, the easier it is, basically. You do get kind of a sense for this when you go along a little bit. There's not too many people down here, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time. Not a lot of people who submitted a prediction are here on the chat. And a couple people who just had their first submission here. Okay. You can see I've got a phone call. Hold on a second. Be right back. Hello? Hello? Okay. Sorry, it just took a second. Figuring things out for tomorrow, basically. Okay, so sorry that took a second. Let me now update the average score. This one's easy to do. Update the average. Hey, my average went up. Yay, because I had a good score that round. All right, there we go. That should remove those divided by zeros down at the bottom too, shouldn't it? Oh, I see what I forgot to do. There we go. I forgot to copy paste one line over. Okay, So increase the average, and then we'll do the best 5 category as well. This one is a bit trickier, as I've said before. Have to replace all the F3s with E3s, but it does work. I'm actually leading the best 5 category as well, I think, although Neophobos had another big score, so that might put Neophobos ahead of me. So as I said, the best 5 category takes your, as it says, takes your best 5. And I will, probably after we're done streaming, I will try to set up the playoff, add a new column for playoff score, specifically for the playoff games. We've only had 2 of them so far. But if you were, didn't catch this whole streaming event until recently, we have a, we'll do the scoring just for the playoff games as well. So even if you missed all the earlier games, you still have a chance to come in, near the top in just the playoff scoring. Okay, that should do it. All right. 91, boy, that is good. It's a good score for the best 5. Obviously, having done more rounds helps with that too, because you have a better chance. Gives you a better chance to pick from for your best 5. All right, so what do we have? Average, yeah, Neophobos has the best average, so I think Neophobos has done the best job overall in this competition. But I think I've done pretty well. I mean, obviously there's luck involved, but I kind of know what I'm doing too. Have had pretty good luck with all this. And then we have a lot of people whose average is around 10. 10 is a very good average for games. Obviously, not everybody submitted a game. And how does the table pick the order for ties? I honestly have no idea. I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know how it does that. Perhaps it goes by the next column over to the right. That's as good a guess as any. Because it looks like it's picking people that are higher. Obviously, it's going to be the same in... Well, I guess it goes first by average, and then after that it probably goes by best 5, because it seems to be giving precedence to people who are higher on the columns to the right, but that's my best guess. Anyway, so that's more or less where we stand, and again, this will be uploaded later tonight, and you guys can download this. I'll tweet out the link when you can check that out. No, we won't be doing another AI Survivor in June. That's not going to happen. I'll be glad to take a break when this is over. It is fun, but it does eat up a lot of time to do this. Anyway, so I'll give you guys a chance to watch the replay, and after that, we will do the map for the next game. It doesn't always go by average? Okay. So you can watch. This should be an entertaining replay to watch. More entertaining than the one we had last week in any case. So I'll be right back. See you in 2 minutes. All right. So where are we? Oh, this is where Ahsoka was dying and Shaka was dying. That's where we are. I'm not sure what we'll be doing in the summer. We'll see. I mean, a lot depends on how busy I am. I've actually was very busy this week. That's why I didn't stream at all. Next week won't be as busy, fortunately. Wow, wow. So Huayna was chewing through him pretty good there at the end. Look at that. I think Brennis may have had more territory at the end of the game than Pakal. So I'm glad I backed Huayna Koppak this game. I would have had almost no points if I'd backed Pakal. Well, I would have had some. Actually, I would have had a decent score if I had backed Pakal. I would have gotten the half points, and I would have gotten Darius first to die. So it still would have been a decent score, but it wouldn't have been as good as it was there. All right.